My name is Pastor Kelomi for Political Science major 200 level.
My name is Oladungo Evidence from the Department of Political Science Education 200
My
level.
name is Akinboye Esther Nubako from the Department of Political Science Major 211.
My name is Adetayo Sarah 200 level from Political Science Education.
My name is Awetola Rejumo, Political Science major.
My name is Makishu Olale Alex from Political Science major.
My name is Akinbaby Latinuke Lopet from the Department of Political Science major.
My name is Nwanko Precious Chidima from the Department of Political Science Education 200 level.
My name is Osubu Queen Ifeanyi from the Department of Political Science major 200 level. Was agricultural development, and we were opportuned to meet and interview the head of agricultural department in Oka, and he was able to shed some light on agricultural development in Nigeria. But based on my research, agriculture remains the largest sector in Nigeria, contributing an average of 24% to the national GDP over the past 7 years. In addition, the sector, employs more than 36% of the country's labor force, making it the sector of the largest, employer of labor in the country. Meaning, agriculture has found a way to employ more people than other sectors in our economy. He spoke to us about how people ignore the grassroots level, which is the local government, that serves as a connection as a link between the people and the government, because obviously they need more and government should do more because it's not enough, basically. So he also spoke to us about things that we can also do to improve agriculture. He showed us some stuff on his farm, clips of those who explained themselves better. He also explained to us how different strategy on how to market our business and stuff like that. So I hope that the following videos will serve as, or will also give you enough information concerning agricultural development in Nigeria. That's all.
My name is Adetro Olamilekon, Political Science Education, matric number 220209044.
My name is Oladimiji Absalasira, Political Science major, matric number 220503082.
My name is Obajoluwaseun David, Department Political Science Education, matric number 220209092.
My name is Adeshina Tayo Victoria, Political Science Education, matric number 220209067.
My name is Afif Meoluwashi from the Department of Political Science major, matric number 2250316.
My name is Isha Favor, Department of Political Science major, matric number 220503250.
My name is Asmi Sefiat, Political Science major, matric number 220503110. My name is Aminu Fateh Ajibola, Department of Political Science, matric number 22050310.
My name is Belga Precious Taye, matric number 220503078, Department of Political Science major.
My name is Adeshina Molala Abigail, Department of Political Science major, 220503004. I'll be talking on the topic environmental pollution and burial ground maintenance. First, what is environmental pollution? Environmental pollution is the introduction of harmful and potentially harmful elements into the environment. There are various types of environmental pollutants. We have air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, thermal pollution, and light pollution. First, I'll be starting from air pollution. Air pollution is the most prominent case of pollution as it deals with the air we breathe in and breathe. The main most pollutant is the greenhouse gases, which is mainly the carbon dioxide, which are majorly the the most dangerous pollutants. The air in our cities are also polluted by carbon monoxide and other atmospheric gases in the air. Also, finally, the air in our houses are also polluted as a result of cigarette smokes and gases that are used in the kitchen, and those that, especially in countries that make use of kitchens that have oven using charcoals. The next pollution is water pollution. This is a very major pollutant in the world presently because it deals with lakes, rivers, oceans, and the likes. The oils that spills from the containers carrying in most cases causes pollution for human beings because we take and drink from the water and it causes diseases to human health. Another form of pollution is soil pollution. Soil pollution goes in alongside with erosion because erosion causes most of the earth's and mineral resources to be washed away, thereby leaving man with little or no means of survival. And another means of which the soil is being polluted is by human beings who dispose waste and refusal materials into the soil. Another pollutant is electromagnetic or light pollution. This is caused by the electronics or satellites that are being placed around the earth. Most cases these things draw energy from the earth and they cause damage to the health. Noise pollution and light pollution go in the same aspect because noise pollution is mostly caused by human beings through magnetic waves. Noise pollution mostly affects those in urban areas and industrial areas due to the noise, especially most those in industrial areas. The noise of machines and other instruments that are used causes health issues such as migraine, headache, brain cancer. Prevention of pollution approaches all areas and types of pollution. Prevention of pollution can be applied to all types and activities of pollution, which include the energy, agriculture, federal, consumer, and industrial sector. We have various prevention of pollution. One, we have the use of environmentally benign fuel sources. We have the reduction of water and chemical inputs in the agricultural sector, which will reduce the effects of pollution in the soil. We also have adoption of less environmentally harmful procedures of cultivation. We also have in the industrial sector use of a modifying process of production and other ways of preventing pollution. According to Sanitarian Oluwayanimo, he said that in Ikare local government, pollution such as air, land, and water are the major pollutants that they are facing, and to curb such pollution, the government has put in place measures such as jingles to help people and sanitize them on the effects and the causes of pollution on human health. He also said that they go on routine on every Thursday of the month to check communities, areas, and places where the residents might be violating the laid down rules for the environmental cleaning. He also talked about the finding and sanction of individuals that are caught polluting the environment. He also mentioned flooding, open defecation, short put, and industrial pollutants as one of the major factors of pollution that the local government is facing. And due to the fact that any offender caught polluting the environment to be caught, the communities have started to embrace change and there is less increase of pollution in the environment. Now to the burial ground maintenance. We met with Sanitarian Adewale Osede, who enlightened us more on the burial ground and the processes which are involved in the burial ground process. She told us that in a case whereby an individual wants to bury their relatives or loved ones, they first have to take permission or meet with any official in charge of the burial ground to take permission and to take space for which they would dig and bury their ground. In most cases, they can take persons or individuals that will help them to dig, or also contact local governments which will help them to dig. There is no fee or fine to bury anyone there, and as of now, the burial ground is still in process and is still operating. The burial ground is only open to residents or individuals who have their origin in the local government, that is the Carrier local government. Any payment or fine that is to be made is either when an individual wants to excavate corpse or any other process. In conclusion, we can see that environmental pollution is a very vital and important topic in the environment and in the world entirely. There are certain processes that the World Health Organization is taking to curb environmental pollution, and also as well as the Nigerian federal government and the state governments that are taking measures to curb pollution, because the rate at which pollutants are affecting human beings, most diseases are caused by either water pollution, air pollution, or various kinds of pollution. And also, burial ground maintenance is managed by officials that are chosen to manage the place, and the place is well taken care of. Thank you.
Oyediran Peter Kehinde 1902090016.
Aga Glory Ebubechukwu 1902090007.
Akin Ajayi Victor Ajuragbe 1902090009.
Bello Oluwatofunmi Mary 1902091005.
Sinola Precious Daramola 19503088.
Adelaya Adela Mary 1902091333.
Adomobose Durani Femi 19503090.
Ogunwobi Adeoluwa Oluwasegun 1902091113.
Aladeshawa Yorùdé 1906040866.
Yekene Blessolu Adaminola 19604066.
Akedele Nbusala Kunis 1906040003.
Ogunṣọlá Isaac Oluwatimileyin 1902091138.
My name is Daramola Sinola Precious, matric number 190503088. So I'm here to give a brief explanation on our topic, colonialism and contemporary administrative Nigerian system. So firstly, let us go by explaining what colonialism is. Colonialism is the practice where a nation extends its control over other territories, usually overseas, and exploiting resources. So to the main topic, colonialism and contemporary Nigeria administrative system. Colonialism has left an undeniable mark on contemporary Nigeria's administrative system. The legacy of colonial rule is evident in the political, economic, and social structures that define the Nigerian states today. Before the advent of colonialism, Nigeria was home to various indigenous administrative systems, such as the Yorubas, the Hausa Fulanis, and Igbo society. They had their distinct governance structures. The Yoruba, for instance, had an hierarchical system with a complex hierarchy of chiefs, while the Hausa Fulani operated a centralized emirate system under Islamic law. The Igbo, on the other hand, practiced a more decentralized form of governance with a council of elders leading the communities. So let us go to the establishment of colonial rule. British rule in Nigeria began in the late 19th century following a series of treaties and military conquests. By 1914, the British amalgamated the northern and southern protectorates along the Lagos colony to form the colony and the protectorate of Nigeria. The amalgamation was primarily driven by administrative convenience and economic interest rather than the cultural or political cohesion. So, to the impact of colonialism in Nigeria's administrative system, the first point to look at is centralization of power. It was due to the emergence of colonialism in Nigeria's powers were more centralized in the central government, but was later changed after the post-independence. The second point to take a look at is legal and judicial system. The legal and judicial systems was also brought to be under the colonial system in Nigeria, under the influence of colonialism. The third one, economic policies. The fourth one, which is educational systems. Due to the importance of colonialism in Nigeria, our educational system was also improved to an extent. While the fifth one is social stratification. The social stratification is the favoritism of some ethnic groups by the colonial masters. So now we'll be taking a look at the evolution of Nigeria's administrative system post-independence. The first point to take a look at is political independence and administrative reforms. Nigeria gained independence from British colonial rule on October 1, 1960. The immediate post-independence period saw attempts to restructure the administrative system to reflect the country's new status as a sovereign nation. However, the early years of independence were marked by political instability, with a series of military coups and civil war, which was during 1967 to 1970, disrupting administrative continuity. So the next one we're taking a look at is federalism and regional autonomy. One of the significant legacies of colonial rule was the introduction of federalism. Nigeria adopted the federal system government to accommodate its diverse ethnic and regional interests. The initial three regions, northern, western, and eastern, were later expanded to 36 states and the federal capital territory, which is Abuja. So the third one we'll be taking a look at is military rule and centralization. Military coups in 1966, 1983, and 1993 led to the prolonged period of military rule, which further centralized administrative power. The military regimes implemented top-down governance approaches, often sidelining civilian institutions and undermining democratic processes. The next point we'll be taking a look at is democratization and governance reforms. The return to civilian rule in 1999 marked a new era of democratization and governance reforms in Nigeria. The Fourth Republic saw the establishment of democratic institutions and processes aimed at enhancing accountability, transparency, and citizen participation. Key reforms included the introduction of anti-corruption agencies, electoral reforms, and the promotion of decentralization through the strengthening of local government. So the next point we'll be taking a look at also is public service and bureaucratic reforms. Post-independence Nigeria inherited a bureaucratic system characterized by inefficiency, corruption, and a lack of accountability. Successive governments have implemented various public services reforms to address these challenges. Notable reforms include the Udoji Commission, which was 1972 to 1974, which aimed to modernize the public service, and the Upper Central Administration Service Reform, which was 1999 to 2007, which focused on reducing corruption and improving service delivery. So the next point we'll be taking a look at is also judicial reforms. The Nigerian judicial system has undergone significant reforms aimed at enhancing its independence, efficiency, and accessibility. Efforts have been made to streamline the judicial process, reduce case backlogs, and improve the capacity of judicial office. Despite these reforms, the judiciary still faces challenges such as corruption, inadequate funding, and political interface. So the next point is economic reforms and diversification. Recognizing the limitations of an oil-dependent economy, Nigeria has embarked on various economic reforms and the diversification of sustainable development. The Structural Adjustment Program, which was also known as SAP, of the 1980s, while controversial, marked the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, which is the ERGP, and the Nigeria Economic Sustainability Plan, which focused on revitalizing key sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, and technology. So let us also take a look at education and human capital development. Contemporary Nigeria has made strides in expanding access to education and improving educational quality. Government initiatives such as Universal Basic Education Program aim to provide free and compulsory education at the primary and junior secondary levels. However, challenges such as inadequate funding, teacher shortages, and regional disparities continue to hinder educational progress. So the last but not the least, social policies and inclusion. Post-independence Nigeria has grappled has grappled with issues of social inclusion and equity. Policies aimed at addressing these issues include affirmative action programs such as the Federal Character Principle, which seeks to ensure equitable representation of regions in public institutions. Additionally, social protection programs targeting vulnerable populations such as the National Investment Program, which is the NISLP, have been introduced to reduce poverty and promote social welfare in Nigeria. So contemporary challenges and the way forward. Here are some way forward. This is corruption. The first one is corruption and government. Corruption remains a pervasive challenge in Nigeria's administrative system, despite various anti-corruption initiatives, including the establishment of Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, which are regarded as the EFCC, and the Independent Corrupt Practices Commissions, which is ICPC. Corruption continues to undermine governance and public trust, strengthening institutional capacity, ensuring judicial independence, and promoting transparency and accountability are crucial for tackling corruption effectively. So the next point is ethnic and regional tensions. The colonial legacy of ethnic favoritism and regional disparities continue to fuel tensions in contemporary Nigeria. Addressing these tensions require a commitment to equitable resource distribution, inclusive governance, and dialogue among diverse ethnic and regional groups. Promoting national identity and unity while respecting cultural diversities is essential for fostering a cohesive and stable nation. So the next point we'll be taking a look at is economic diversification and development. Diversifying Nigeria's economy beyond oil is imperative for sustainable development. Investment in infrastructure, agriculture, manufacturing and technology is crucial for creating jobs, reducing poverty, and enhancing economic resilience. Additionally, promoting entrepreneurship and innovation can drive economic growth and development. So another point to take a look at is educational reforms and human capital development. Investing in education and human capital development is vital for Nigeria's future. Ensuring access to quality education, particularly in all reserved regions, is essential for bridging the educational divide. Moreover, aligning educational curricula with market needs and promoting vocational and technical education can equip the youth with the skills required for the modern economy. So the last but not the least is strengthening institutions and rule of law. Building strong institutions and upholding the rule of law are fundamental for good governance and sustainable government. Judicial reforms, civil services professionalization, and the promotion of democratic norms and practices are essential for ensuring that institutions function effectively and efficiently. Additionally, fostering a culture of accountability and transparency can enhance public trust in government. So let's take a look at this point. Addressing security challenges. Insecurity poses a significant threat to Nigeria's stability and development, and this is what we are all conversant with, that insecurity in Nigeria is a major factor that we have to consider now, because currently it is affecting us in Nigeria. Just this week we've recorded 3 robberies and 1 death. So addressing security challenges requires a multifaceted approach, including strengthening security forces, promoting community policing, and addressing the root causes of conflict such as poverty, unemployment, and social inequality. Collaborative efforts with regional and international partners are also crucial for combating transnational threats such as terrorism and organized crime. So that will be all for the presentation.
Benedicta from the Department of Political Science Education, Group 25.
This is Akoyola Goodness Oluwanifemi from Political Science Education, matric number 012, Group 25.
My name is Olaju Oluwatoyosi Abigail, matric number 163, Group 25, Political Science major.
My name is Ogunfemi Moses Oluwatimilemi from the Department of Political Science, matric number 206.
My name is Kazim Ahmed Ayomide from the Department of Political Science Education, Group 25, matric number 055.
My name is Anikweme Joy Ayomide, matric number 226 from the Department of Political Science, Group 25. Our research topics: federal and state intervention in the local government administration. We were honored to meet the local government chairman of Ikare Northeast, Honorable Mohammed Mutiu Olawale, and his vice chairman, Honorable Folashade Gold, the secretary to the local government, Honorable Adeniyi Olayinka, And also on 6, we had Honorable Awolowo for Arts Department and Honorable Alaja Abdullahi Fatima for Education Department. We were all welcome. So after that, so we're giving open floor to we students of political science at Adekunle Ajashin University 200 level to ask questions on our presentation. Our first question to the local governments was asking about the things the federal and state governments have done for them in the local government. Secondly, how it has helped the people to meet their needs, and thirdly, how they have been able to maintain them. So that as things were before, so it is now. The federal and state governments intervene into the state government administration, while the states intervene into the local government administration. Said she believe when the allocation comes from the local government, it goes directly to the governor of the state, and the governor of the state and his administrator or executive of the chairman of the local government. We're told that salaries has been paid very well, and there is no allocation from the federal, that the governor cannot pay the worker salary. And we're told that also if there is any hardship, the federal government intervenes to the life of the people through the local government. We talked about security. We were told that the state government is trying hard to ensure security across the local government as regards the herdsmen, the Fulani kidnappers, to ensure safety of lives and properties. It is so made to understand that the state government intervene to schools concerning malpractice, insecurity, and cultism. We were told that the state government is trying hard on all these things. Furthermore, we the students asked about the health facilities. We were made to understand that the government is trying enough concerning the health facilities and embrace the health ministry by providing workers and health facilities and equipment. We asked about the physical things that the federal government has constructed for the local government. We were told that for some time now, the local government has no executive chairman for some time, but the newly constituted committee is aiming high to do a lot of things that has not been done in the local government, as instructed by the governor. They believe that the transition committee under the chairman, Honorable Mohammed Uti Olawale, believe there is going to be a great development to the local government. Furthermore, we the students asked about how they have been able to maintain these social amenities. We were given instances. The health would maintain the health department, the education maintain the school, the works would maintain the road and streets, the environmental would work on the environmental sanitation across the local government to eradicate pollution. We students made mention of the poor health facilities in Akumba, and we were assured that the reports would be taken to the governors and improvements will be made. We made mention of the insecurity in our tertiary institution. We used the incidents that happened in 9 before we went for the research as an instance. I'm sure that preventive measures will be taken in order to completely eradicate insecurity in tertiary institutions. She ended by saying security is very important in the lives of every student.
Olonfemi Omolola Benedicta from the Department of Politics.
My name is Bello Temitope Gloria. My matric number is 2202093 from Political Science Education.
My name is Ujaida Ezekiel from Department of Political Science. My matric number 220503126.
My name is Rotimi Joyce Elizabeth from the Department of Political Science Education, matric number 220209090.
My name is Olaniyan Tomilola Thomas, matric number 220503193, Political Science major.
My name is Akadri Shafinat from the Department of Political Science Education. My matric number 220209076.
Is Aslewan Samson Adebanji from the Department of Political Science major, matric number 220503012.
Julius Samilo Akpebin from the Department of Political Science major, matric number 220503192.
My name is Akbada Ayomide, Political Science major, matric number 220543066.
My name is Adesubi Precious Oluwashinobu from the Department of Political Science major, matric number 220503038. Representing Group 9 on the security status of Akoko Southwest, that is Okakoko, on our interview and presentation to Okakoko concerning their security status. we were able to meet the Aroko Southwest local government, the local government chairman, which we asked some questions concerning their security status, and we were made to understand that as of many months now, Okahoko has been a peaceful place and there is no any security threat. Now, moving on with our question, we asked the local government chairman about their relationship with the local government agency, that is the security units at the local government. And we are made to understand that they do have meetings frequently with the local government, the security agencies there. And there is a particular committee which is called S&IC, that is Security and Intelligence Committee. This is a committee set aside to discuss the security matters in the local government and where they bring solutions to any security threats in the local government. After leaving the local government secretariat, we moved straight to the Amotekun office. On getting there, we were unable to meet the DAO, that was on seat, but we had the privilege to meet with the admin in person of Mr. Joseph Akonde. We asked him few questions, and he made us understand that so far, over many months now, there is no any security threats in the local government, and the local government has been a peaceful place where there is nothing like security threat like armed robbery or anything. Now, we asked him we asked about the checking points at the local government, and he made us understand that there are various and numerous checking points at the local government. They have one at Obakoko, one at Emure, one at Adegunle. Now, they made us understand that these checking points were made so that they can monitor the in and out of everyone in the local government to avoid anyone coming into the local government for harm or dangerous stuff. Concerning the um, meeting with other security agencies, we asked their relationship with other security agencies, and from his word we must understand that a tree cannot make a forest. That is, this shows that there has been a cordial relationship between the Amotekun and other security agencies in the local government, like the road safety, the civil defense, and the hunters. Now, this shows that there has been a cordial relationship between them, and they have been working hand in hand to fight criminal behaviors in the society. Moving on with our questions, we asked about how they shun criminal and corrupt activities in the society, and they made us know that this has been what they are fighting against, that the society becomes a peaceful place that a criminal behavior or criminal act does not exist. Moving on to the police station, on getting there, we were able to meet with the CSP in person of Mr. Johnson. On getting there, we asked him few questions as it should be. Number one question we asked him is the security status, and the man made us to understand that over 2 months now that he has been in the local government at the CSP of the police station there is nothing like security threat, and the local government has been a peaceful place for everyone. Proceeding with our question, we asked about the criminal activities that has been going on in the local government, and if there is any, then how are they trying to shun the criminal behavior and the criminal activities that is going on in local government. And the man made us to know that this has been a general phenomena in the whole nation, that this security criminal behaviors has been what they are fighting all over the nation. Criminal behaviors like kidnapping, raping, and others. The man made us to know that to fight against this, every hand should be on desk. That is, all man should be a security agency for his fellow man to shun security behavior and activities in the community, in the local government. Now, we are made to understand that fighting criminal behavior and criminal activities is not the only function, and the function and the duty does not only limit on the security agencies only. We as a citizen, you as a citizen, I as a citizen, we are meant to fight against criminal behaviors. When we notice suspicious movements in our surroundings, we should put a call straight to any security agency around us. Now, we asked another question concerning the theory or the principle of the police, which says bail is free, and we asked that how did they constitute that, and how is that put into action? Because from our research and from what we've been hearing from other people, like people that were victim of the police, they do say they do pay before bail is granted. And we asked this from what the man said. He said truly bail is free, but what actually brought up the money they pay before bail is granted is that they will have to write letters and petitions before bails can be granted, and this cannot be done from the CSP pocket nor the police pocket. Then they will need some funds to process this. Now, from what the man said, we see the need for local government autonomy, why the local government should be granted autonomy, and why the local government should remain autonomous. Reason is that the CSP made us to understand that a lot of petitions has been written to the state government, but no reply. They only write KIV, which means keep in view, and this has limited their functions and duty as a police. Now, moving on with our question, we asked about their principle, let's say their theory, which says police is our friend, and we asked how did they constitute that, and they made us to understand that police is our friend is in the sense that they are there for us in terms of security, and when we need them, they are always there for us. Now, these are the questions we asked at the local government, the Amotekun, and the police station. In conclusion, from our interview and our investigation so far, we were made to understand that Okakoko Southwest, that is Okakoko, has been a peaceful and a threat-free local government that has no threat and no disturbance like any criminal behavior, and the local government has been a peaceful place so far, so good. Thank you.
My name is Ogunchi Clinton Ayomide, matric number 2205030055, Department of Political Science major.
My name is Gilbert Sunday Dominic from the Department of Political Science Education, matric number 22020937.
My name is Linda Bride from the Department of Political Science Education with the matric number 22020943.
My name is Mehmood Abdullah Olambiokon, Department of Political Science major, matric number 220-503-187.
My name is Alonge My name is Alonge Ojo Steven from the Department of Political Science major, matric number 220503209.
My name is Isaac Chinedu Godwin, matric number 220503091. Political Science major.
Go.
My name is Kayode Fisher University, matric number 220503062. Political Science major. My name is Ogudu Pedane, matric number 2202-09078. Which science education?
Good day, everyone. My name is Adewale Yanuwa Felua from Department of Political Science major, matric number 220503-195. Now, we are to make a research on a topic, the contributions and the maintenance of the local government to markets and parks. Before we talk about the contribution, we are going to look at the local government, the duties, the definitions, the fixtures, and the problems of the local government. They will look at the functions of the local government to the motors and parks, to the market and parks. The local government is the third tier of the government in Nigeria. The local government is created in 1976. In local government, the legislative, the executive, and the judiciary are locally executed by the elected council. Local government can be defined as the government of grassroots that is closest to the people to do with matters of local concern, e.g., matters of markets, feeder roads, health, and many more. Local government, they have power to punish offenders and to make laws. Now we want to talk about the reason for the creation of local government. Number one reason is bringing government nearer to the people. Through the local government, the people are brought to government, and people have access to the government through the local government. People can go to the local government and make anything and talk to the local government. So let's move to the fixtures. We have three fixtures here: subordinate system, and two, local state TV election. Subordinate system, the local government is subordinate to the central government. To local state, it involves the administration of the functions of a local state. Election, the councillors are elected and not appointed. Then we move to functions. There are several functions of the local government. Number one, formulation of policy, provision of health care, naming of streets, management of primary education, registration, provision of waters, and many more. So, formulation of policy, they involve in formulation and implementation of policies at the local level. Provision of health care, They provide and maintain the centers. In the healthcare, their duty is to provide and maintain the centers. Provision of water, at times, they make constructs by making boreholes, well, and etc. Naming of streets. They involve in naming of streets and roads, whereby house and number, the streets and names. Management of primary education. They are responsible for the management of primary education registration. They register the births, the deaths, and marriage. Now we are moving to the program of local government. Shortage of trained personnel. 1, 2. Shortage of funds. Number 3, bribing and corruption. Number 4, tribalism, nepotism, and favoritism. Embezzlement. Revenue allocation. So, shortage of trained personnel, it affects the efficiency of the local government. In every local government, the monies and funds are being embezzled, whereby the people in charge, they embezzle the money, and that leads to corruption. So, according to our research on group 15, we have to make the research on market and pass the contribution of the local government chairman and their duties. When we went to the Okeagbe is located at Akoko North South in Ondo State. So when we got to the local government, we met with the Mr. Chairman. He told us about their contributions. One of the things he mentioned is restructuring and maintaining the roads, the market and parks. And we asked them that are there more contributions? Told us yes, that they ensure the sanitary, they ensure good food are being sold in the markets. And he told us that in the past they provide the parks, that they create land for the parks and inside, and they make sure people pay tax. One of the contributions of the people to the local government is tax. Tax are being collected by the local government chairman to raise funds and to provide essential services for the people. And when we go to the markets, we observe that the gutters are dirty, the markets are not looking good. And we met Mr. Abdullahi. He told us that the local government chairman, they are not doing enough, that they need more support from them. And he showed us the water. He told us that the water is not functioning, that they need water in the local government. And he told us that we asked them that does the outbreak of this sickness that is common, does it affect them? And he told us no, that they told us that the cholera did not affect them. Then we went to the market women. We saw the woman and we asked her some questions about the market, how the market is going, how the local government is contributing, and explained to us. Then we went to the sanitation man at the market. He told us that the sanitary department, they are making sure the markets are cleaned every 5 days, because the markets are being operated every 5 days. And it took us to where they dumped the dirt, and we noticed that the dumps are being kept, like they used to pack the dirt most times and take it to another place so that the smell will not affect the market people. And it shows us the water and the toilets. The toilets have been abandoned for a long time and is not functioning, which led to what he told us, that we should seek the local government advice that they should come and do the toilet for people to use. So, in conclusion, local government is the grassroots of government that brings people closer to the government. So their functions are not enough and their duties are not enough to the markets and to the parks, because According to the parks, there's erosion and there's floods, and the parks are not functioning. So, in conclusion, the local government should try and improve their functions. Thanks.
My name is Akintola Mikosi, matric number 2205031338, Political Science Department.
My name is Osabiola Mary, matric number 2205033244, Department of Political Science.
My name is Olajide Enola Eneto, matric number 2205032446, Department of Political Science.
My name is Kola Olupesi Kola, matric number 220503134, from the Department of Political Science.
My name is Fabrice Samuel Ami, matric number 220209080, Department Political Science Education.
Matric number 220209085 from Political Science Education.
My name is Olade Maiwa, matric number 220209082, Department Political Science Education.
My name is Okotie Faith Oshiko from Department of Political Science. Matric number is 220503059.
Maneta Lulukorede, matric number 220503099, Political Science major.
My name is Govina Favor Efi from the Department of Political Science, matric number 220503001. We are group 20. We are going to be discussing on the topic communal conflict resolution. We went to Akoko Southwest to meet with the local government chairman and asked him what will he do in some case of communal conflict resolution. And he told us that in this community there is not conflict, that in the olden days time they have conflict resolution. So I asked him some questions that what will he do in the case of poverty to ease conflict. He said they will give scholarship to children and help people in their businesses in order to avoid the conflicts. They went to the Yaoja and asked him what is local government do to ease conflict in the marketplace. She said the local government does not do anything. There are times the women do fight for space. That space causes fight in the marketplace. The local government does not do anything. And the local government chairman told us they do meet with the people, which is a lie. So we are in this case now. So the competition in the local government now, talking about the local government chairman, which their work, they are not really doing it appropriately to ease the communal conflict. So with this point, this is one of the things we get from the local government, from the local government, Akoko Southwest.
My name is Olafio Komo Mubakisi. I'm from the Department of Political Science, Major 211, and my matriculation number is 220503015, Group 24.
My name is Ojo Injawa Emite from the Department of Political Science Major. My matric number is 220503143 from the Group 24.
My name is Adela Precious, Department of Political Science. Matric number 220503147, Group number 24.
My name is Favor Friday Adoma. My matric number is 220503273. My department is Political Science Major, and I'm from the Group 24.
My name is Arioke Victor. My matric number is 220209040. Department of Political Science Education, Group 24.
My name is Ojoelua Suzanne from Department of Political Science, matric number 220503003, 211, Group 24.
My name is Adibawale Isaac Adeshola, with matric number 220503073, Group 24, Department of Political Science Major.
My name is Favor Friday Adoma. My matric number is 220503273, and I'm in Political Science Major. I'm in Group 24. Now, the topic for our group presentation is the relationship between traditional rulers and the local government. Now, talking about the relationship, area of interaction, challenges and recommendations between traditional rulers and local governments. The local government structure is a significant aspect of government in many societies. Political leaders, often regarded as custodians of cultural heritage and local custodians, play a crucial role in maintaining social harmony and order. Some functions of traditional rulers are community development. Traditional rulers often collaborate with local government on community development projects, leveraging their influence and aspects, respect within the community to garner support and facilitate implementation. The second one is conflict resolution. Both traditional rulers and local government rulers may together work and meditate and also resolve conflicts. combining traditional wisdom and legal frameworks to achieve equitable solutions. Now, there are conflicts and challenges that the local government and traditional governments face. One of it is the modernization versus the tradition. The push for modernization and the establishment of formal governmental institutions can sometimes lead to tension with traditional rulers and authority, causing friction between traditional rulers and local government officials. Also, we have resource allocation. Disagreements may occur regarding to the allocation and prioritization of projects, with traditional rulers advocating the community and needs local government focusing on broader administrative objectives. Some of the solutions to the challenges faced by traditional leaders are strengthening communication. Establishing formal channel of communication between traditional rulers and local government can enhance mutual understanding and cooperation. Second one is promoting inclusivity. Incorporating traditional rulers into local government frameworks in a manner that respects both cultural heritage and democratic values can lead to more effective and culturally sensitive governance. In conclusion, the relationship between traditional rulers and local governments is complex and multifaceted, reflecting a balance between preserving cultural traditions and adapting to modern government practices. Thank you.
My name is Olasunyi Precious Olumi. My matric number is 22020917. Political Science Education.
Good afternoon. My name is Adilobus Giftalani. Matric number 2205-03005. Department Political Science. Postcode.
My name is Olomuyiwa Adeboye Samuel. Matric number 2205-03281. Political Science.
My name is Adejara Tobulaba, matric number 2205-03150, 211 Political Science major.
My name is Oluwadamilare Enitim Sokwe, Post Education 200 level, matric number 22020911.
My name is Alomida Kosola, and I'm Political Science major, 200 level, matric number 2205-02. So I'll be talking about the federal and state intervention in the local government. So we were posted to Akoko Northwest Okeabi local government, and we were welcomed by Mr. Jimmy Olusegun, who is the CEO1 of Admin Department. He welcomed us into Akoko Northwest Okeabi, and he noted that there are other subordinate towns, 17 towns especially, and he also noted that there are 28 royal fathers. He started by defining the tiers of government. He told us that the federal government is the government at the apex. This government possesses exclusive powers, and then they have the largest share of the revenue allocation in the country. Then he also told us about the state government, which is the second tier of government. He explained that they oversee the affairs of the local government, and that the state governments possess concurrent powers in which they share some powers with the local government. So he said that the local government was created during ministry era, and we have 774 local governments in the nation currently. So he noted that without the federal government, the local government should not exist financially, because the federal government provide loans, grant, and also give the local government some allocations from the revenue that the country actually has. So he noted that 1.13 trillion naira was shared to local government at particular time for loans and aid when they were financially incapacitated. He also told us some of the functions of the federal government, some of the things they perform that they do for the local government. He stated that they provide social amenities like pipe and water, like electricity. These are the functions of the federal government. These are what they do in the local government. He also said that they execute projects on behalf of the local government, thereby making the local government proactive. They do some things like creation of roads, etc., so that the local government will be able to work and would look effective. And then he also mentioned that they make policies. For example, agric inputs and etc. are subsidized rates. For example, if you have to pay 15,000 naira normally for agricultural inputs, because of the subsidized rates that the federal government provides to pay 5,000 naira. And also he noted that they implement mechanized farming projects where local government pays counterpart funds. Now local government does not pay the whole money, they only pay parts of it because the federal government has been able to reduce the money. So he also noted that the federal government provides security in terms of immigration, the army, and the Amenity that was actually created in Ondo State here. That these are the functions of local governments. They make sure that local citizens are safe and then they are secure and they can be able to boast of security. So he told us that local government is financially handicapped for over 10 years now, and the reason being that there is lack of funds. Just as you know, the local government funds, local government revenue which they receive from the federal government is related to the state government, and the state government now shares the revenue among the local government. But he noted that the state government has refused to actually share this revenue correctly as it is supposed to, because they take part of the money and then they share the remaining money to local governments. And then the little they share is not enough for local government to survive. And so the local government is financially handicapped. He noted that local governments are controlled in the form of administration. The local governments are made to comply with government directives. If they don't comply with government directives, they will not be paid their salaries. He told us that local government worker salaries are paid by the federal government. And so when you do not follow the instruction of the government, then you will not be paid your salary. And so they are controlled in the form of administration. I already talked about financial control, whereby they don't have money to actually finance some of the things they are expected to do. So we asked him that with all this that I have said, as the federal and state government be able to perform up to how they are supposed to, and he told us that no, that even though they are performing, they have not been able to perform up to expectation. He told us that sometimes they use national power to override the local government. And he stated that he's very happy about the recent developments concerning the local government, whereby the Supreme Court decreed the local government autonomous from the state government. He said that this is a freedom from the beliefs of the state government, and he believes that at this point their salaries will be paid to the local government directly. And so any funds coming from the federal government would get to the state government, to the local government immediately. I will now have to pass through the state government through the use of the joint account. And then he also told us that there has not been employment in the local government. Akoko noticed.
Good day everyone, my name is Olakpo. I'm from the Department of Political Science 200 level, Group A.
My name is Adi Antonia. I'm from the Department of Political Science major.
My name is Adela Bukola. I'm from the Department of Political Science at the 200 level.
Good day everyone, my name is Salade Shetemitopaina. I'm from the Department of Political Science major.
My name is Solomon Similenya Yomi. I'm from the Department of Political Science 200 level.
Good day everyone, my name is Odege Soluwatufumi from the Department of Political Science major.
Yes sir, my name is Shomos Science major.
Good afternoon everyone. My name is Awe Anoluwapoluwatobi. I'm from Political Science Department, Group 31. Today I will be talking about the research we went for on agricultural department. Firstly, I would like to actually talk more on local government and the functions. Because when we're talking about local government has to do with, it is actually the third set of government, which is actually at the grassroots. It is actually closer to the people. That is, it is actually closer to the people at the grassroots, because it is the local government that actually stands as a link between the federal government, state government, and the ordinary people at the local level. So when we're talking about the functions of local government, they are these are some of their functions. Local governments are actually in charge of numbering. Local governments are in charge of licensing vehicles, trucks, and they are also in charge of the establishment and maintenance, and also the relocation of slaughterhouses, slaughter slabs, and also marketplaces and motor parks. That is, they're actually in charge of this because in order for there to be healthy environment and not for everything to actually be well organized. So that is why the local government sees to this. And the local government also sees to the numbering of, sees to the naming of roads, naming of streets, and numbering of houses in order to, for security reasons actually. And they are also in charge of registration of births, deaths, and marriages. So talking about the research we actually went for, we're able to actually see the fish pond, we're able to see the fish pond, the cocoa farm, the maize farm, and also the environment. So talking about the fish pond, we actually made to understand that the fish pond is actually a man-made pond. It is actually a man-made pond, and it's a man-made pond. And it is also known as ethnic pond, which is actually designed especially to hold fish. And some of these aspects of fish pond are, we have the size and the depth of the fish pond. That is, fish can vary in size from tiny backyard features to expansive lakes, and depth is also important for maintaining water temperature and also providing adequate space for the fish. And talking about the maintenance of the fish pond, that is, there should be regular care. Regular care is actually needed to manage water quality and also control the alleged growth and also to ensure fish health. And also need to understand that for the processes of fish pond, that is, if you want to start a fish pond, we actually need to understand that firstly we have to look for a water lodge area, and also
from Political Science Group 31. So I'll be talking about the challenges faced by the local government agricultural department. The local government agricultural department faces numerous challenges like struggle with limited budget and resources, which can impede the ability to support farmers, maintain infrastructures, and implement agricultural programs effectively, which has the ability affected by the development and effectiveness of the agricultural department at the local level. Other challenges are, we have funding and resources. Budget constraints. Limited financial resources. Local government departments often operate under tight budgets that may not be sufficient to cover their needs. This limitation affects their ability to provide subsidies, support farmers, and implement essential programs. We have inadequate infrastructures investment. With constrained budgets, investments in critical infrastructure such as irrigation system, storage facility, and rural roads may be insufficient. This can lead to inefficiency and increased post-harvest losses. We have technical and knowledge gaps. Lack of expertise, personal storage. Many local agricultural departments suffer from a storage of qualified agricultural experts, extension workers, and technical advisors. This shortage limits the ability to offer high-quality support and guidance to farmers. Ongoing training. The rapid evolution of agricultural practices and technologies means that continuous training is needed. Without it, local government staff may fall behind current best practices. We have pest and disease management. Local governments lack the resources and expertise needed to effectively manage agricultural pests and diseases. This can lead to significant crop and livestock losses. We have climate change and environment issues. Weather variability. Changes in weather patterns, including increased frequency of extreme weather events, such as droughts and floods, can negatively impact on fields of yields and farming practices. Local governments should develop strategies to help farmers adapt to changes. We have data management and information system. Inadequate system for collecting and analyzing agricultural data can hinder effective decision making and planning. Adequate data is critical for understanding trends and making informed by play designs. So I'll be talking on the solutions to the problem faced by local governments and agricultural departments.
Addressing problems in the local government and social departments involves tackling a range of issues from bureaucratic inefficiencies to resolve limitations. Number one, advocate for increased budgets. Build a strong case for investment. Present data analysis demonstrating the economic and social benefits of increased funding for agriculture. Highlight potential improvement, crop feeds, rural employment, and overall economic development. Engage with policy makers. Work with local and state legislators to prioritize agriculture in budget decisions. Prepare detailed reports to presentations that outline the supposed needs of the agricultural sector and that expected outcome of it.
My name is Akin Fusi Akinwumi Valentine from Department of Political Science, matric number 220503172.
My name is Amolu Abukola. I'm from the Department of Political Science, Edu, matric number 220290929.
My name is Pachikudu Claire Idara, matric number 220503113.
My name is Ogunyemi Justice Oluwafemi from the Department of Political Science major with the matric number 220503117.
My name is Philip, Department of Political Science major with matric number 220503164.
My name is Ali Vandramilat Mojisola from Department of Political Science Education, matric number 220209071.
Thomas Temitope for Department of Political Science Education, matric number 22029056.
My name is Yusuf Tijani Olamileko from Department of Political Science, matric number 220503211.
My name is Amida Ayomide from Department of Political Science with matric number 220503102.
Oluwaka Defayo Kemi Dorcas by name, matric number 220503118, political science major. I'm hereby to represent my colleagues on group 14 on the topic which says Akoko North East Market and Park Construction Maintenance. So we are giving this topic on report on market and park construction on how local governments have been impacted in their lives. So when we get to the market, we were unable to interview 3 women, and the first woman name was provision sellers, which was named by Mrs. Balikis Sulaiman. So he complained how the local government have not been able to assist them in one way or the other, and they were being paying annual tax to this local government, and if they refuse to pay this tax, either they lock up their shops. And he also complained about the high cost of their goods and services. So these have become a burden to the people of this market, and thereby they were very frustrated, and the market were not moving on. So there is no way to able to provide for the high tax rate. So we move to the set. This woman also complain about security. Despite the fact that they are paying their taxes, there is no enough security provided for this woman. So this makes us to go to another scenario. We are the clothes sellers named Mrs. Ajayi. He complained the same thing that the first woman complained, that they do pay taxes, and if they refuse to pay it, they lock up their shops, and there is high cost of goods and services. He also complained same thing. Also, we also make an interview with the third woman and Hodi Dijin, which was Sally Pepper. It will make us to realize that this market was divided into 2. So not like other public market that they were paying taxes, that they were benefiting from the king, so they make their goods and services on king's land. Not like other public market that if they refuse to pay their tax, they lock up their shops. There is nothing like that in king's market because they were under the king protection. So after all this interview, we see that these 3 women have things in common. So this now make me to move to the challenges that we are facing this the women market and the motor parks. So I would like to talk about security. In Nigeria, this is a big issue that was facing our country. Despite the fact that they are paying their taxes, the local government need to provide adequate securities for these people, but they did not provide the security for them. Number 2, high rates of taxes. The government should be able to reduce their taxes because this has caused a burden to the people and make them this has caused a burden to the people of the market, and if the government can able to help them to reduce the tax, it will also reduce poverty rate and reduction of high cost of goods and services. Number 3, lack of basic social amenities. Since they were paying their taxes regularly, the government is supposed to ensure that there were basic social amenities in around the market, like good lights, good roads, and water. So government is supposed to ensure transparency on tax revenue, on how it was allocated and spent. So after the interview with the market women, we moved to the motor parks, whereby we met the chairman of the motor park named Mr. Sule Musa Olubayo. So we asked him that how government have been helping them in one way or the other. So the man told us that the local government has not been helping them in one way or the other. If there is anything they need in that motor park, it was provided by the drivers. So the man mentioned that they were paying their taxes to two different group of people, named local government and the union group. They pay annually and it increased per year. He also complained that they are in need of toilets for the passengers and for themselves, because wherever they wanted to defecate themselves, they have to move to the bush, and which this cause damage to the passenger and to themselves. He also talked about they are in need of water, that the government should provide them water for them to drink and to be able to wash their vehicles. So after the interview from the market and the motor parks, we moved to the local government. So we were lucky to meet the chairman named Honorable Mohammed Mutiu Olawale. So he introduced himself telling us that he studied industrial mathematics in Adekunle Ajasin Akungba Akoko, and later also became politician. Mao explains to us that our visit make it 50 days to him in his office. So the man let us to know the importance of, it will make us to know the importance of local government, that they are they're near to the people and also response to the people. So he let us to realize that they provide the people enough security and agricultural assistance. They regulate the trading system by building up the shops and rent it out on a cheaper rates. We spoke to him about the feedback from the parks and the markets. We told him that they complain about how local governments have not been responsive to all these challenges. So he explained to us that of that moment, the local government does not have full autonomy on people of the market and the parks. So they only share autonomy over the security in that community. He further explained that the state is the one that have full autonomy over the people of the markets and parks. So he explained that be it parks or markets, but for now, the state government has completed power over the parks. So whatever tax being paid by the park is being paid to the state government. The local government still has power over the market, and explained that the local government does not close down the shop. The women they were probably talking about shops rent. He assures us that the matter of local government autonomy is handled by the Supreme Court, and hopefully things will change once the local government have full autonomy over these people. They would be able to solve a lot of problems that we are facing by these market women and motor parks. He also told us a plan to establish a big market between Akungba and Ikaren, and told us his meeting with the deputy governor. I also explained the reason for the high price of goods was because of the barricade in front of our school gate due to the high level of accidents. So which made the transportation of imported goods to Ikare very high, because they will have to use a long route to get there. He advised that the marketers should not worry, that they are working on it. Hopefully his regime will be able to do more for the Akoko Northeast people. He would also be having meeting with the market women to hear their problems and also find solutions to it. So this concludes our research on both market and park Akoko Northeast local government.
My name is Isaac Christiana from the Department of Political Science Education, matric number 2202098087.
My name is Opakunle Esther Demilade, Political Science Department 220503042.
My name is Glory Faith from the Department of Political Science Education, matric number 220209079.
My name is Odusanya Oluwaseun Matthew from the Department of Political Science Education, matric number 220209094.
My name is Ibitoye Esther Opeyemi from the Department of Political Science, matric number 220503166.
Zalabade Ibrahim Soluwa from Department of Political Science major, matric number 220503025. My name is Okita Deborah from the Department of Political Science, matric number 220503276.
My name is Sofira February from the Department of Political Science major, matric number 2050
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Okuji Debolowafe from the Department of Political Science major, matric number 22050327. So I'm here to give report about our visitation to the Akoko North East local government located at Ikari Akoko, Oyo State, Nigeria, on the topic road and street maintenance. So we visited the local government on the 22nd of July 2024 in order to have a bit understanding about how the local government is taking good care of the road and the street. So the first thing we noticed when we got to the secretariat was that even the road that leads to the secretariat, even within the secretariat itself, the road is not properly maintained, which gives us a false perspective that if the local government could not even maintain even the road that is within the secretariat itself, how much more will they take care or even maintain the one that is far to them? But as a political scientist, we do not just conclude. We need to leave the secretariat and go outside in order to check and to have more understanding about the environment itself. So for this reason, we visited like 3 streets. In the first street, we were able to get that even they themselves are the one maintaining their streets, that they've reported to the local government, but yet they do not do anything to it. The only thing the local government do is just to bring tractors, just to clear the road, nothing more. After that, we asked them about how the local government, about the cleaning as a street. They said nothing. So we move further to another street. Though the roads are tight, but yet there are loopholes in between the roads, and even the environments are dirty. And that shows that the street is not maintained at all. Afterward, we went to the secretariat even to confirm what we've seen. But when getting to the secretariat, we are being told that yes, the local government are doing good, the local government are trying their efforts also. So the first thing we learned in the secretariat from the vice chairman, the person of Honorable Folashade, was that there is a particular fund allocated to the road and street maintenance, number one. Also, she made us to understand that there is a sector or department for road and street maintenance, which is called works department. Okay, afterward, we asked some questions about how they do know that these streets are properly maintained or clean. So she told us that they do go out as in a convoy, even to check, sometimes send a representative to check if the road is properly maintained. But there is one point I got from her explanation. She said there is nothing they can do outside the money in isolation. That is, if there is no adequate money, there is no adequate road and street maintenance. Okay, we also made some committee on it who added or even contribute to what the chairman was saying. There is one thing I learned from the committee, we learned from the committee, which is that number two, the problem that leads to this, that the problem of this road and street maintenance, most of the problem comes from the citizen, that is the populace, in which sense that there are some cities that do pour refuse on the gutter, even in the drainage, that do not even join hand in hand with the government to have a better road and street maintenance, which shows that even to their own perspective, the citizens are not supporting them. And in the perspective of the citizen, they are saying that the local government is not doing anything. The local government is not doing anything that can make them to support them. So in conclusion, from the secretariat side, we're able to understand that everyone in under a local government cannot enjoy the local government at the same time. And also from the perspective of the citizen, they say the local government are not doing anything. From our own perspective, we are able to see that even the roads, citizens were even asking for permission from the road that belongs to the local government in order to make a farm, in order to control bushes, which is not supposed to be so. So in conclusion, we are able to get that even in this set of local government, though some people say the local government are doing well, some say the local government are doing well, but out of the 100%, to even divide it, let me just say like 80% of the citizens complain that there is nothing the local governments are doing to help them. So this is just a report about it. Thank you.
My name is Ekunde Oluwayomi Goodluck, matric number 2205031111 from the Department of Political Science major.
My name is Oladejo David Shegun from the Department of Political Science, matric number 2205030175.
My name is Uloye Olawale Samson, Department of Political Science Education, matric number 2202090058.
My name is Oladimi Victor Olufemi from the Department of Political Science major. My matric number is 2205031133.
My name is Adiroba Onikosila Princess from the Department of Political Science major, matric number 2205036264.
My name is Karen Tamayini from the Department of Political Science Education, my matric number 22029068.
My name is Omojola Samson Kolawole from the Department of Political Science. My matric number is 220503020.
My name is Ayola Emide Emmanuel from the Department of Political Science Education. My matric number is 220209021.
My name is Olarinwaju Kudus Olaskomi from the Department of Political Science, matric number 2205031999.
My name is Orogun Richard Muyosore, matric number 220503034 from the Department of Political Science major. I'll be talking on the security unit of the Okeagbe local government. On getting to the local government, we were welcomed by Mr. Jimmy Olusegun, who is also the Chief Security Officer and the local government chairman. So we were welcomed by him, which he also gave us audience to ask him questions. The first question we asked him was, what are the biggest threats affecting the Okeagbe local government council? So he answered that he first defined security. He told us that security emanated from God, that even the Bible and the Holy Quran mentioned security. How can we see what's the meaning of security? Security means protecting one's properties, lives, and so on. So he also told us that the Holy Bible supported it. He also mentioned some of the security forces they had in the Okeagbe local government and Ondo State in general. He mentioned the Nigerian police force, the Nigeria Civil Defense Corps, the soldiers. He also mentioned the road safety. He also mentioned the Amotekun Corps, and he also told us that they've been working generously effective to safeguard the Okeagbe local government and Ondo State in general. So the second question we asked him was that, what are the biggest threats affecting the Okeagbe local government? So he told us that there are various threats affecting the Okeagbe local government community. Number one, he mentioned the issue of kidnapping, he mentioned the issue of armed robbing, he mentioned the issue of raping, he mentioned the issues of accident. He said these are the various issues that are affecting the Okeagbe community. In the past few days and months, the issues of kidnapping, armed robbery, raping, and accident has increased tremendously in the Okeagbe local government. He also said the security unit and the local government chairman are working tremendously to cope, like they are working effective to make sure that these issues are reduced in the local government. So we also asked him another question, like how did they ensure that these issues are reduced in the local government? So he told us that the traditional rulers, which are the Oba and the security forces, are working hard to ensure that these issues are reduced in the local government. He also told us that the youth also are also making efforts by participating in various activities to make sure crimes are reduced in the local government. He also said that the youth also provides useful information into the police force and to the police force in case of if any suspicion issues are reported in the community. So we also asked him the question, like how can the community members best support your efforts to ensure public safety? He also said that the community members like the hunters, the vigilante groups, the ones we know as Olode in the Yoruba community. He also said that they have been supportive to the local government in the aspect of security. He said the youth also are playing a major vital role in curbing these security issues in the local government. He also said that he also gave how youths can participate in the security affairs of the community. He said the youths can bring themselves out as a communicator to local government chairman and also to the police force. He said that they can provide vital information in helping police officers, police unit, the security of force to curb out issues. He also said that they can also provide information in solving cases. He also said that the police force have been given ammunitions by the president in general to curb out this thing. The CE also pledged with citizens that they should also pay their tax. That is from these taxes that they have been paid, that they pay to the federal government, that they can provide social amenities for them, which will also help them to reduce crimes. And so we thank him for giving us time. We thank him for participating with us. He also appreciated us for our effort and everything. Then we left there. On getting to this Okeagbe Security Center, which is the police station, we were welcomed by the DPO, who gave us opportunity to ask him questions. So the first question we asked him now, what are the safety protocols that are in place in case of any emergency situation? Which his reply was that security is a general issue, that security matters is not only concerning the police force, the Amotekun, or does not only concern the police force or the Amotekun, that it concerns both the security unit and the people in the community. He also told us that as the police officer, that they rely on information that are gotten from the people, from the traditional rulers and the community in general, that this information helps them to investigate crimes, on how to apprehend criminals, and how to safeguard the community in general. He also told us that security matters concerns everybody, not only the police force but the people in general. So the last questions which we asked him now, what are the role of the security personnel in promoting security awareness in the community? Which his reply was that security personnel's ways of creating awareness is to alert people in case of if any crime is going on in the community. The ways of creating awareness is also to tell the people that the security forces are taking their job very seriously, that they are not working lazy, but they are taking their job taking it very, very serious and effective, so that people's lives and properties can be safeguarded in the community. So he also told us that there are some of challenges that they face. Challenges like lack of personnel. In the Okeagbe, in the police station, we noticed that they were short of staffs. Police staffs in the police station. He also told us that they face limited resources in terms of ammunition, vehicles, and lack of proper funding by the federal government. He also said that the people can assist them in various ways, like providing information needed to help in solving cases, reporting suspicious activities. Anywhere that they notice that there are some suspicious activities going on, that the people should immediately alert the police force. He also said that the people can help them in fighting crime, in volunteering in security patrols to help curb crime. After saying this, we thank him for giving us time to attend to us, and we departed.
My name is Baluku Sunday Ayapuni from the Department of Political Science, 200 level at the Kulanjashi University of Akoko, with matric number 22050-3094, group 27 of Postal 8. Today I'll be talking about on the federal and state intervention in the local government. Firstly, I'll be talking about the normal federal and state intervention in the local government before I go into our research on the federal and state intervention in the Akoko Southwest local government, Akoko. So I'll be talking about firstly I'll be talking about the intervention of the federal government. So I have the funding. The federal government provides funding or specific projects such as road construction, healthcare, facility, and education. So I also have the regulatory oversight. The federal agency regulate and monitor local authorities, ensuring compliance with national policy and standard. I also have the technical assistance, whereby the federal expertise provides training and capacity building program for local officials. I'll also be talking on the state intervention in the local government. We have the legislative mandate, whereby the state government enacts laws and policies that guide local government operations, such as revenue collection and budgeting. As well as the financial controls, whereby the state government exercise control over the local government areas, finance, and also the finance and allocation of funds in the local government. As well as they also monitor the expenditure of the local governments. As well as the administrative oversight, whereby the state officials supervise and monitor local government activities, ensuring alignment with state policy. So, as well as the impact of this intervention on local government, which is number one is improved infrastructure, whereby the federal and state intervention has led to improved infrastructure such as road and healthcare facilities. It also enhanced capacity, training and technical assistance have enhanced the capacity of the local officials. And also the standardization, where the state intervention has standardized local government operations, ensuring consistency across the state. And also conflict, federal and state intervention can create conflict with local priorities and autonomy. Yes, well, the intervention of state and federal government may cause conflict whereby the local government will be they will have the limited autonomy to their forms. And also we have the challenges of this intervention. Number one here is limited autonomy. Yes, like I said earlier, local government have limited autonomy in decision making and resource allocation. Also have the inadequate funding, the insufficient funding from federal and state government in that local government. Yes, and also the capacity gap. Local officials require more training and capacity building programs. Also have here the recommendations. The increased autonomy, gradually increase local government autonomy to decision making and resource allocation, and also the improved funding, ensure consistent and adequate funding from federal and state government. Capacity building, also have the capacity building. It provides regular training and capacity building programs for local officials, and also the collaborations. And it encourages collaboration between federal, state, and local government to align priorities and resources. So now I'll be talking about the local government. I'll be talking about the federal and state intervention in Akoko Southwest local government of Akoko. So I and my group member made some research when we went to Akoko local government secretariat. We met with Mr. Ajanaku there, and we asked him some questions. So the first question was that the functions of the local government in Akoko. So he gave us some answers, and some of the answers is that the consideration of the making of recommendation to the State Commission on Economic Planning. He also said the economic development of the state. He also talked about the collection of taxes, such as collection of rates, such as collecting taxes from the market owners and from car parks and etc. He also talked about the establishment and maintenance of the cemetery, whereby the local government will take care of the cemetery and provide security in the cemetery. So the second question we asked Mr. Danaku was this, what are the specific programs funded by the federal government in Okakoko? So he said there are many programs in progress, and he also added that that if any project is about to take place in the local government, that the state will come, that it will come from the state. So we also asked Mr. Danaku the main challenges Okakoko local government are facing. So he said that they do not get any intervention from the federal state, which is very bad. And he said that the state dictates whatever the local government does. And we also asked Mr. Danaku about the funding of Okakoko local government. And he said that they are funded through the federal allocation, that is the revenue allocation. We also asked Mr. Danaku about how the local government is being funded. And he told us that they are funded through taxes and also through grants, and also the federal allocation, which they get only 10% from of the allocation. So we also had the relationship between the state and local government. He said that if the federal government can follow the constitution, there won't be any disagreement between the state government and the local government. So sure. We also asked about the relationship of the state and local government, and he said that if the federal government can follow the constitution, there won't be any agreement. And also, if the local government can be granted their full autonomy and the full allocation of their resources, there will be an increase in the development of Okakoko local government. Thank you.
We don't face any intervention from the state. It is only the state where they dictate for us. Hello.
So what do you face any challenges from the states?
It is invitation. They are the one that will tell us to do. So we are not free. Local government is not free. They do what state asks them. Sometimes they will do something on behalf of the state, on behalf of the local.
And they will not inform you.
They may not inform us, they may inform us. But it is only when they want to remove the finance that will now reflect that they are the one that you understand. So
is this supposed to be so?
Constitutionally, it's not supposed to be so. Anything that you want to do here, then you are the one to do it. Mo ní mi òun ṣiṣẹ́ ọmọ mi ní òun gbowó oṣù. Mo wá sọ fún ẹni tó fẹ́ máa fún ẹ lówó bí kó máa fún mi kó máa kówó ẹ̀ wá. Olóò fẹ́ ra aṣọ. Mo ní pé aṣọ tó fẹ́ rà olóò fẹ́ ra aṣọ 10,000. Olóò ti pọ̀ jù. Mo ní fún ẹ ní 5,000. Can you behave as right?
So my next question is, how does the local government receive funding from the federal and state?
We receive funding from the federal allocation. Then, under normal condition, according to the constitution, from internally generated from the state, it's supposed to be collected 10%. 10% supposed to be sent to the local government. But I don't know whether it is done in that form. But I know that the federal allocation is coming the way it's supposed to. Except the one that just take all the functions of the federal government. They are now sending money to the local. It's not supposed to. If I say that, no way we shall want to know. Baba just now continue giving you.
Sorry, sir. Sir, do you feel like the state government are doing what they are supposed to be doing?
I think constitutionally they are not supposed to be doing that. Do you understand?
No, in your own perception, do you feel like they are doing enough for the local government?
They are not doing anything for the local government as an assistant. We have a SED, And that FCD, because there's no much fund, it could have started. They don't have money to fund it. And the creator was unable to put his money in that something. That is why you see it. If the creator wants to do anything, it's supposed to do what? Build house. You let the man shake it. If it is federal government will build that local government. They will send money from abroad to build that house. But when it is out of your money, come to be to prepare calling for, you will be able to behave well. So that's it.
My last question. What in
Manuel Adepo, Vidamla, Department, Political Science Major, 220050367.
My name is Akura Abela, Research Department, Post Major, Matric number 22050325.
My name is Anthony Lucia Ademola from Department of Political Science, 200 level, Matric number 22050358.
I am Akara Adinowatine from the Department of Political Science, Matric number 22050327.
Shoot, man.
My name is Anthony Lucia Ademola.
My name is Dolapo Akintoye, Political Science Major, 200 level.
My name is Society Sandra Oluchi, 200 level student, Political Science Education.
My names are Atora Chidima Miracle, Political Science Major, 200 level.
My name is Benjamin Kintayo Kotilia from the Department of Political Science Major, 200.
My name is Adive Dibradiola, Department of Political Science Education, 200 level.
My name is Zikwe Sonlabisi Angel from the Department of Political Science, 200 level.
My name is Ayonide Precious from the Department of Political Science Education.
My name is Akindele Isaac, Political Science, 200 level.
My name is Olaoluwa Israel Ayomiku from the Department of Political Science, 200 level, and I am the representative for Research Group 2. Our research location is Akoko North East Ikare on the topic security. When we got to the local government, we were privileged to meet the vice chairman in person of Alaja Honorable Folashade Good. During our interview, we were able to ask her some questions like how safe is the local government, is there any form of challenges being faced, and many others. To start with the first question, she noted that security starts from our different homes. Children are being taught on how to stay safe, and she said on the safety level in Ikare that every night there are watchmen who engage in daily night patrols, so the local government is a very safe place. On challenges faced, she noted that there is no worldly challenge of note other than past issues with herders, which was also curtailed by the ban on rearing of animals. Yeah. On the budget allocation set aside for security outfits in the local government, she noted that the newly transitional community that came into power on the 12th of July make the budget allocation one of their top priorities, as this has always been a continued tradition of past administration, and they don't intend stopping anytime soon. And this allocation will help in the efficient discharge of duties by security outfit. She also commended the security outfit for their activeness and prompt response in times of emergency, citing instances of when Fulani herdsmen were constituting nuisance. She said if for the timely intervention of the Amotekun and other security outfits like the police, which made it easy for them to eradicate this miscreant. She also noted of the special emergency contingency set in place by this security outfit. So on the safety level in the local government, on a scale of 10, she rated it 8. After our visit to the local government, we moved on to security outfit. The first place we visited was the Amotekun Zonal Command, and we were able to meet the senior officer in person of Mr. Ologundudu James. It started by noting that they are working hard to ensure that lives and property are secured in the local government. On how they work together with other security outfits, the man noted, he said that they do have regular meetings and they work in parallel pursuit. If they get any information, they disseminate it, and by doing so, there is a healthy working relation between the two. On what makes Amotekun differ from other security outfits, he noted that they are heterogeneous in their working, as they mostly work without pay. Moving on, lastly, we visited the Ikare police station, and we were privileged to meet the DPO in person of CSP Bolaji Akim, who is also an alumni from the Department of Political Science 2001. On challenges faced by the police, it started by noting the issue of logistics in respect to their vehicle. It bemoaned the fact that most of their security vehicles are grounded and not being able to use. So he said this leads to slow transport and slow response in times of emergency. He also stated the issues of bushes, because he noted that the local government is full of many uninhabited bushes, so this calls for the need of intermittent bush combing and patrol. He also noted the issue of the community chiefs trying to disrupt arrest of indigents when they commit non-capital offence like stealing. Instead of allowing the police to do their job, the community chiefs intervene into the case and call and ask for offenders to be released to them, and they will sort it the traditional way. And this makes them resort to the use of ADR, alternative dispute resolution, which is sometimes a problem, as most of these offenders are never punished. The last issue he raised was also the issue of he didn't try to resist arrest when it comes to their persons, and if the police try to use force, they try to mob the police. On their working relationship with other security outfits, he noted that they and the security outfit have a robust collaboration, as they are all children of the same father, which is the federal government, and they all work together with one, which is securing lives and properties. He also noted that if there's an issue that is beyond the capability of the police, they involve the army, and vice versa. On the relationship with indigents, he cited the creation of PCRC, which means Police Community Relations Committee, which are incorporated in different sections of the environment under the Department of Community Policing. Through this body, they have meetings, share information and solve disputes, and relay information through town hall meetings. They also give indigent orientation on the use of arms, security, and he also noted that they also engage community leaders like the ECON, Okoja, and it has been a fruitful one so far. On cases the police have encountered and solved, he noted a major case of a ritualist den that was busted in February early this year. On plan for security development, he noted that the police is a regimented organization with directive streaming from the top. So he said, but with support from traditional leaders and the government, they will improve security in the local government. He also noted, lastly, that there is a good relationship between them and the community. From this few interviews, we can note that security is one of the top priorities of the local government, Ikare, Akoko North East, and indigents can move freely and can sleep freely. Thank you.
My name is Colonialism from Department of Political Science Education, 200.
My name is Samuel Mukiola Deborah, Department of Political Science major, 200.
My name is Adibaju Bolatito Victoria. I am from the Department of Political Science, 200.
My name is Makidolim B. Joseph from Political Science Education, 200.
My name is Emolu Atai with Department of Political Science major, 200.
I'm Emmanuel from the Department of Political Science Education. My name is Faole Taiwo Victor from the Department of Political Science major, 200.
My name is Wimonda Adeosi from the Department of Political Science, students of 200.
My name is Olajide Estabisola, 220503221, Political Science. Okay, I'm going to representing Group 1 in our research. We went to Akoko Northeast Health Center. We went to the local government. So in the health center, we talked to one of the health personnel, and we asked questions related to the health issues around. And one of the things she said is that the health center helps to provide with them. They help to treat the people and the local government assists them. The local government's main function are to provide the waste bin, immunization, and also assist in combating diseases. She talked about the most popular disease now. One of them is cholera, another is hepatitis B. Then she also talked about monkeypox and the former Lassa fever too. And even that's all. So even in the health center there, she also took us around the place and we discussed concerning the issues going on and how they can be solved. She talked about needing financial support to also from the local government to also help to reduce the outbreak of this disease. After discussing with the health personnel there, we also went to local government and we discussed with the chairman. He talked about the fact that health is one of the most critical aspects in the local government, and they have to try as much as possible to assist the health centers to be able to combat the disease that are trending now. So he said that one of the ways they can help to reduce is to provide the waste bin like the health personnel also talked about, and also is to support. They try to support them as best as possible in the most possible way they can to help to reduce it. They also help to clean the environment, and when we got there, the whole environment was very clean. The gutters were clean. The environment was okay. The chairman also talked about the fact that he gets support from the House of Assembly too. They have a representative there and they provide financial support for them too. And also they have ambulances that help in times of emergency. So the local government is very important in they try to work together with the health sectors to help to reduce the outbreak of this disease and help to curb them in general. Okay, we also asked questions relating to the autonomy, and he said that if local government gets their autonomy, they'll be able to get enough financial aid to be able to help in all areas, and most especially the health sector. Health sector is one of the most important. So if they get autonomy and their finances are directed to them directly, they'll be able to combat this disease and to reduce the outbreak of this disease in the environment. The health sectors will be one of the best in the environment. He also talked on the fact that they provide awareness for the people, so people can know the disease in circulation and able to prevent it. Prevention is better than cure. If they're able to prevent it, it will also help the environment and reduce the outbreak of this disease and even the spread of it. They also create awareness on how they can treat it, how they can cure it, and the symptoms. If they notice some symptoms, so they'll be able to go to the health center and make complaints and be able to get tested and get treated on time. The earlier the better.
Cool.
He also talked on the fact that they need to work more on the local government, on the financial sector, so that the nurses there and the doctors there are able to treat patients well, see them as brothers and sisters, not just patients. They're able to treat them well, and even as they treat them, they need to also relate well to them. So it will help to reduce the spread of this disease and also help to increase the chances of living. Lastly, the local government and the health sector try working hand in hand to reduce the spread of disease, to help to improve people's chances of living, and also help the environment in general. Because the local government are the closest to the grassroots. They are the ones that know what is going on in the environment, and it also helps. It helps the health sector too.
I am Adio from Adio Olaoluwa from Department of Political Science, matric number 220503181.
My name is Bamibade Henry Damilola from Department of Political Science Education, number 22029033.
Okechukwu Chiamaka Goodness, Political Science major, matric number 22050312.
Oyebola Ajibade Muslim, matric number 22050318, Political Science major.
My name is Ayinde Dolapo Anoloapo. I'm from Political Science Education, matric number 2202090053.
My name is Daniel Samson Namnebo, matric number 2205033235, Political Science major.
Dignity Lua Samuel, matric number 220500118, for the Department of Political Science.
My name is Abela Lamdidi Oluwatobi, matric number 220503031, Political Science major.
Abdulaziz Abdullah Ajibade, Political Science major, 220503079.
I am Olalujoye Abigail Koyemi from the Department of Political Science Education, matric number 2202096061. I'll be talking on local government administration, on construction and maintenance of parks and markets in Akoko Southwest. Firstly, what is local government? Local government is the third tier of government, and it's also what's nearer and closer to the people. It is the tiers of government that is at the grassroots. What are the functions of local government? According to Nigerian Constitution Schedule 4, the functions of local government council include the collection of rates from the market and parks, and also cleaning of the market and parks. The local government will also expand the park and market for the convenience of the people. It is also the role of the local government to acquire land for the park and also build a park for them. Even they can also build shops inside the motor parks. Local government is also responsible for the establishment, cleaning of markets and the motor park. It is function of the local government to provide a vibrant and well-organized marketplace, and also a clean, safe, and enjoyable public park. It is the function of the local government to ensure safety and security through adequate lighting, surveillance, and maintenance of the market and park. Since our research is based on Akoko Southwest local government and their ways of maintaining and construction of the market and park, we paid a visit to the local government secretariat, where we met with the chairman, DGS, Mr. Ajanaku, and we asked him some questions on the construction and the maintenance of markets. He made us to know that according to the Nigerian Constitution, Schedule 4, he stated the local government's functions, like as the local government is in charge of the collection of rates in the market and motor parks, and building of markets, slaughterhouse, and motor parks for public conveniences. Also, the local government acquire land for building of motor parks and markets, and they are assigned to clean and maintain the two sectors. The local government is meant to organize security bodies. The chairman, in person of DGS, Mr. Ajanaku, made us know that there are 5 markets and 1 motor park in Akoko Southwest, and we asked him what are the plans to expand the market and the motor parks. He made us know that it is the duty of the local government to set up a new location for the motor parks and market when it is no longer containing the people. And we also move ahead to the market, Ajoke Market in Okakoko. And we spoke with the Yaloja of Okaland, a person of Chief Miss Emidu Yaloja of Okaland, who said she has been the leader of the market for over 26 years. And she said the market was established by the former governor of Ondo State, Olusegun Mimiko. And she said the condition of the market is bad due to the lack of maintenance and insecurity. With what we witnessed, the market was dirty and rough due to lack of maintenance. And she also said the problem facing the market, like lack of maintenance of markets, lack of infrastructure like water, restroom, and electricity, and bad waste management system. And she also made mention of high tax rates and lack of funds to fix and repair the existing infrastructure. Like we also went to the motor park, Oka Motor Park. Like the motor park was constructed by Honorable Adejoro Adeogun, the former member of House of Representatives of Oba constituency. The Oka Motor Park chairman, in person of Mr. Adelakun, talks about the development of the functions of the park and how they operate. And the Oka Motor Park travel towards other states like Ibadan, Akure, Benin, and Owo. And the chairman makes us understand that the tax are being paid to the state government directly and not to the local government, because of the state built the local government after so many years of neglect by the local government. He also listed the problems that the motor park is facing, like lack of maintenance of infrastructure and lack of adequate infrastructure. Like they also complain like they don't have restroom and insecurity bodies, and with collection of high tax rates from the state also due to political interference. In conclusion, due to what we see and the state of the markets and motor parks, we already know that it is the duties and the function of the local government to help in the smooth running of the markets and motor parks, like in the construction and maintenance. Like the people are lamenting due to like high rates and inflation, which has led to the loss for the market women and men. And we appeal to the government to help and take action on the problem facing the people at the markets and motor parks.
Good afternoon. My name is Bello Michael Idris from the Department of Political Science major with the matric number 2205032234.
My name is Akimbele David Imolayo from the Department of Political Science major. My matric number is 220503170.
My name is Akinlade Daniel from the Department of Political Science, matric number 220503263.
My name is Balogun Damilare, Department of Political Science Education, matric number 220209019.
My name is Saki Kolak Folarin from the Department of Political Science Education with the matric number 220209064.
My name is Adiola Isaiah Ambola from the Department of Political Science major with matric number 220503185.
My name is Bello Mustafa from Political Science Education, matric number 220290032.
My name is Ayerim Nathaniel from Political Science major with the matric number 220503144.
My name is Edward Emmanuel Wadamlaye from the Department of Political Science major. My matric number is 220503156.
My name is Taiwo Akintunde Simeon. I'm from the Department of Political Science major with the matric number 2250370. Alright, I'm the one presenting for the project of Dr. Bayo to the local government health center in Okiagbe. So our research to the Okiagbe local government health center on the 24th of July 2024, we met with Mrs. Omobolaji and Mrs. Sarah. We asked about the effort of the local government on the maintenance of the healthcare center, and she answered that the healthcare center is under the healthcare board, and the maintenance of the primary health care center belongs to the government, to the state government, since the state government claimed autonomy over the local government. She said the local government can't take responsibility anymore. She responded that the board headquarters is located in Akure. We made inquiries in the issues of cholera outbreak, and she made mention that the issue of cholera outbreak is not being recorded yet in Okiagbe. It was because they do go out for awareness on what the disease is all about. She made mention that the people do admire the primary health center for its cleanliness, their customer relationships, and the affordable drugs. They also take care of some patients and the elderly ones who don't have anything or any money to pay in order to buy drugs. Alright, so we also asked that what is the government really doing for the... We also made mention of how the primary health sector fund the administration in order to buy the drugs and some renovation in the facility. And she made mention of the basic funding from the government. And sometimes the community also helps in terms of provision and everything that has to do with the primary health sector. Then we worked out to ask how the workers are recruited. And she said this belongs to the primary healthcare board to make those decisions. So we also made mention of how the shifts are also made, and she made mention of just 3 shifts: the morning shift, the afternoon shift, and the night shift. So in conclusion to the usefulness of the primary health center, she made mention that the following are the characteristics and the importance of the primary health sector to the people as a whole. She said taking care of the community and being able to bring the health care and the health services to the people of the grassroots, which is the local government. We also asked that what does the primary health sector also do for the people? She said cheap administration in terms of buying the drugs, in terms of medication, in terms of everything that has to do with any disease that can be actually treated before it gets to the extreme or to the upper echelon of the disease. So we also made mention that what are the services to the pregnant women or in terms of the antenatal care. So, and she made mention that Mondays are for the pregnant people on what they should eat and what they should not. And we also made mention of how does the delivery helps. So she said during these meetings on Mondays for the pregnant women that they should know that this is the actually a due time for them to deliver their baby. So in terms of that, when it's getting to that time, they intend to like recruit them or take them in 1 hour before that day. Alright, so we also made mention that what do they do for the kids, as in the infants, on the injection of tetanus and immunization. She said all the community that they all know the usefulness of the immunization. So some of them don't even miss their dose of immunization for the kids. And again, we made mention of the ambulance service. That is, what if there is an emergency at the rate of, or at the time of 1 o'clock a.m. or 3 o'clock a.m. And she said the ambulance service is a uh, standby service. That is, there's always a driver to actually take the van to people in order to bring them to the primary health care. Also, we made mention of emergency delivery services. That is, there are some pregnancy that their due process comes earlier than the time they should come. So we also made mention of that, and she was like, the primary health center do have a baby kit already made for them before they can actually bring in theirs. So in conclusion to the Okeagbe project, we thereby say getting to this Okeagbe primary health sector is majorly whatever we are trying to do here, and it is the peak of everything we need to know about the local government.
My name is Adeshin Oluwasegun Adebayo from the Department of Political Science Education, matric number 220209093.
My name is Olumduru Philip. My matric number is 220209010. Political Science Education.
Akiniro Media Antonia 22029088 Political Science Education.
Alade Opeyemi 2205038184 Political Science.
Ilesanmi 22050302 Political Science.
Okoyeshima Daniela 2205028186 Political Science.
Fathadim Sola Elizabeth 22050337 Political Science.
Oyinlola Michael Yanu 2305039197 Political Science.
Ajishafe Miracle Temilua, Political Science Department, matric number 2205030336. I'll be talking on the provisions and maintenance of social amenities in the local government. Using the Akoko Northwest local government Okeagbe to be precise as a case study. I'll start by defining social amenities. What are social amenities? Social amenities are public facilities and services designed to enhance the standard of the living of individuals or people in the community. They help to cater for their well-being and their ways of life, such as health, education, infrastructure, etc. And examples of these social amenities include: 1. Educational facilities such as schools, universities, libraries, and the likes. 2nd is health facilities such as maternity centers, clinics, hospitals, pharmacies, etc. This next one is recreational amenities such as town halls, event centers. The next one is transport amenities such as public buses, bike lanes, and the likes. Now we'll move to the benefit of social amenities in the local government. 1. Enhanced public health. For example, if the maternities and clinics are available to the community, there will be enhanced public health. The well-being of the public will be well taken care of. The next benefit is educational advancement. The creation of schools, libraries, and vocational training centers will help to enhance and develop the knowledge of citizens residing in the community. The next one is safety and security. For example, the creation of security agencies such as the police and other local security agencies will help citizens to feel safe and secure, and to help to curb crime and a lot of other criminal activities in the community. The next one is economic development. If you look at the creation of markets, it helps to boost and develop economy. When there's creation of jobs, when there's interaction between marketers, and there's increased in profits, and buying and selling occurs regularly. And then we have the increase in property value. For example, when there's creation of social amenities in a community, the development of that community is going to increase at a very high rate, thereby increasing the value of the properties owned in the community. During our tour to Okeagwe community, we were able to visit the local government, which is Akoko Northwest Secretariat in Okeagwe. And we went to the Akoko Northwest Secretariat in Okeagwe, where we interviewed Mrs. Omojola, the Director of Community of Okeagwe Secretariat, assisted by Mrs. Folarin, where we asked series of questions and were able to get some answers. And some of the interview details are in this information I'm allowed to deliver. Mrs. Omojola educated us on the available social amenities in the local government. She mentioned pipe-borne water, good roads, good rural roads, and stores in markets, distribution of power supply, good health facility. To establish a social amenity in the local government, the local government have to contact the community leaders and ask them what they want, and in which the community leaders will submit a list of the amenities they need. The local government officials are to do this because there will not be a situation whereas they will provide an amenity that is of no use to the community. And then we have the issue of funding of the local government project, and there's an agency called Community Project Monitoring Committee, called CPMC. This agency was introduced to the local government through the state government, and the function of the local government of the agency is to attend to the needs of the local government. So the needs of the local government are called needs assessment, where the people of the community will choose which project is favorable to them, and the agency, through the help of the state government, will make this project come into existence. And now I'm talking about the maintenance and repairs of these social amenities. This is of two categories. One, if the local government is in charge or is one that established this project, they will be solely responsible for maintenance and repairs. That is, if any social amenities is damaged, they'll be the one to repair it. But if it is the community, through the help of local for self-help, they establish these social amenities, then it is the community that will be responsible for repairs and maintenance. Yeah, we're talking on the challenges faced by the local government in providing social amenities and its maintenance. One of the challenges is vandalism. For example, if thugs or miscreants in the community damages social amenities like pipe-borne water or some health facilities and the likes, the local government will face this consequence by have to deal with the repairs and the likes. Another challenge is lack of support by the community. There are some of the communities in the local government who are not in total agreement with the local government. They do not cooperate with the local government in maintaining some of the social amenities. Some neglect them, while some are nonchalant about the social amenities, thereby creating a distance between the community and the local government, giving them a problem, a challenge in the process. The last one is insufficient funding. The local government is facing a lack of adequate financial resources for providing social amenities and maintaining existing infrastructure. Due to lack of adequate funding, they've been unable to create more or establish more social amenities to the community, and thereby also reducing the amount of maintenance even to the present social amenity they have. So after our interview with the local government officials, we took a tour to the social amenities available in the Okiagbe community, and we were able to visit the public school in the community called the Local Authority Primary School, where we interviewed some teachers, including Mrs. Agwola, and with the interview and everything, we were able to understand that the school environment is a very exciting and durable and efficient one for the students to study. They have a lot of educational facilities that can help to educate the students, and the only problems they have is insufficient teachers and technological aspects, where they don't have technological devices like laptops, computers to help to upgrade the students' knowledge and understanding. And I don't think they have a library too. And the next stop was in our visit to the Okagwe market. We went to the market, although the market was not opened. We were able to interview some markets and some traders in the markets, and they were able to tell us that the government, they look at the surroundings, we were able to discover that the government has built shops, stores for markets, for traders to sell and to interact with one another. And with this, we were able to see that some of these facilities were actually in use. And during our tour, we also discovered pipe-borne water, where we have the borehole where residents fetch water, and we can say most of the boreholes are in use, they are in good use, the maintenance and everything is in high and good quality. In conclusion, with the autonomy of the local government will be able to perform its duties efficiently, as the allocation will be coming directly to the local government. And due to this autonomy, the local governments will be able to undertake standardized projects with their funds, and the local government will also be able to provide quality services to the people. Thank you.
My name is Lawal Abdullah Adewale from the Department of Political Science major, matric number 2205030068.
Good afternoon. My name is Folorunso Collins Ayomide from the Department of Political Science Education, matric number 2202090069.
My name is Alabi Flori Shubadamnana from the Department of Political Science major, matric number 2205031179.
Good day, everyone. My name is Odontola Albright Adich from the Department of Political Science Education, matric number 22020995.
My name is Adimu Agusulumo, Department of Political Science major, education number 2205031121.
Latif Alabi from Department of Political Science Education, matric number 22020965.
Hey everyone, my name is Adejimi Manu Adefemi from the Department of Political Science major with matric number 2205031127.
Good day everyone, my name is Ademlegun Taiwo Temitope from the Department of Political Science major with the matric number 220503063.
My name is Ayele Nyola Lumide from the Department of Political Science with matric number 220503136.
Good day, sir. My name is Ilesomi Matthew Olumide.
I'm a student of political science major, matric number 22-050-3131. Now, I'll be giving a comprehensive research work on Akoko Southwest local government maintenance and provision of social amenities. Now, Akoko Southwest is one of the predominant local government areas in Ondo State and Nigeria. It was established in 1991 and was part of a broader administrative reorganization aimed at enhancing governance and local administration. Our research aims at providing an exhaustive overview of Akoko Southwest, focusing on its provision and maintenance of social amenities and its challenges. Akoko Southwest local government was established in 1991, marking a substantial administrative shift in Ondo State. Prior to this, it was part of a wider Akoko region, which has a long history of influence in both pre-colonial and historical settings. Due to strategic location and abundant resources, Akoko Southwest local government has been a hub of trade and cultural exchange. It is also known for its complex political and social institutions prior to the before march of colonization. Traditional kings, chiefs, and local leaders are leading factors in governing and promoting peace in their jurisdiction. Akoko Southwest local government is located in the northern portion of Ondo State, bordering Akoko Northwest, Akoko Northeast, and neighboring states such as Ekiti and Kogi. This strategic location places in a major geographical and economic corridor. Akoko Southwest local government is predominantly Yorubas, reflecting the ethnic composition of Ondo State as a whole. The Yoruba people in Akoko Southwest speak various dialects, contributing to a rich tapestry of linguistic diversity. Now on our research work, I will speak on the current output of social amenities in Akoko Southwest local government. Akoko Southwest local government has been able to carry out major responsibilities as outlined in Section 7, Subsection 1 of the Nigerian 1999 Constitution as amended. Because the state has served as overseers, such as paying primary school teachers, clinical officers, or staff in the provision of social amenities. However, since the state intervened in the provision of social amenities in neighborhoods, their provision maintenance have been significantly poor, which was not the case previously. Furthermore, the community HOD's budget for and stockpiles amenities on the funding becomes available for use. I'll speak now on the current security state of life of properties in this jurisdiction. Since Mr. Johnson, the DPO of the police force, arrived in Akoko Southwest, there has been excellent security. The people are a major force and as development of peace, thanks to a solidly uniform connection between the people and the police and the general populace. It is also crucial to emphasize that the government has not assisted in providing incentives for the police officer in creating a safer environment for the residents and citizens under its jurisdiction, nor has it assisted in mobilizing security, allocating adequate resources for combating insecurities. The religious body of Akoko Southwest local government. The church is a spiritual organization, a fundamental development in the society and a body of Christ. The church is concerned with people's spiritual and physical well-being, and it plays a pivotal role in preserving social peace. The church prays for the community and the country as a whole. The church believes that God has an impact on what happens in Akoko Southwest and throughout the country. It is tasked with impacting the people with morals to live as better citizens in the country. As an individual, you always represent your church, and people expect you to demonstrate the church influence in your life. The church promotes good principles and expects individuals to apply them in their daily lives. Now, I will speak on the challenges facing the local government in the provision of social amenities in Akoko Southwest. One, they have been unable to carry out their tasks due to lack of funding. Therefore, the local governments cannot meet the tasks of the people. Two, excess power and control of the state to the local government is a significant difficulty, since the local government find it difficult to provide more amenities necessary for successful growth and development. Three, incentive for police officers and other security personnel to promote peace and harmony in the country are not adequately funded. Fourth, denial of local government autonomy is a crucial influence, since it would have made way for a better local government in Akoko Southwest local government. Now, as a student of political science, I would like to offer a solution on how we can combat these challenges. Akoko Southwest local government is a historical and culturally significant territory that faces infrastructural and economic development issues. However, if the federal government can grant local government autonomy, which allows for the allocation of funds, power control, and resources at the grassroots level, it will help to curb and stop challenges that Akoko Southwest and its jurisdiction are facing, paving the way for a more prosperous and sustainable future. And not only that, as students of political science, we know the local government is a government at the grassroots. If the government at the grassroots find it difficult to impact with the people, to interact with the people, it will be hard for the country at large to prosper. So as a student of political science, I will provide a solution that the government should really create an autonomous system for the local government, as this will foster relationship between the local government people and the local government personnel, and this will foster a healthy country, and it will be prosperous and will benefit the country at large. Thank you.
If I start writing now, it's 90 years. The federal and the state government intervention to the local government administration. Thank you. Presently, as things have been before, so is still the now. I think the federal government intervene to the state government affairs, while the state government affairs intervene into the local government's administration. I believe when the allocation comes from the local governments, goes directly to the governor of the states. And the governor of the states now, he has the administrators, or if there is any executive chairman of the local governments. Yes. As regard allocation, now we have with the local government's chairman. We have 18 local governments in these states. So I believe salary has been paid very well. If there is no allocation from the federal, I don't think the governor can pay the salary of the local governments, workers, and even the schools. Salary taking. And if there is any hardship, I think the federal government intervene to the life of people in our states. And state governor will now intervene to the life of the people, to the local governments under him. That is true. Am I answering your question?
Someone should be writing something down.
No?
No, I said someone should be writing something down.
It's being recorded. It's being recorded because you are going to develop on whatever you say and my response. Is that not so? Yes. That is why you are here. Then, thirdly, as regards security, I think the state government is trying hard to see that there is security everywhere across his local government. As regards these herdsmen, the Fulani people, I think you understand, the kidnappers, and what do you say, the malpractices in the schools. I think the state government, they intervene to schools, tertiary institutions, as regard all these examination malpractices, insecurity, and courtesy.
My name is Olayemi Oriofe Okwemikwo, political science major, matric number 220503046.
My name is Ewola Ayomide from the Department of Political Science major. My matric number 2205030101.
My name is Adebabishi Adeyemi Mata from Political Science major 200 level, matric number 220503093.
My name is Kajola Ikma Omobolanle from the Department of Political Science Education, matric number 232009077.
My name is Olawi Toib from the Department of Political Science major. My matric number is 2205033203.
My name is Akinyemi Olamide from the Department of Political Science Education 200 level. My matric number is 22020901.
My name is Afelumo Joyoluwatomiwa from the Department of Political Science major, matric number 2205033019.
My name is Bosede Bright Olaoluwa from the Department of Political Science major, matric number 2205030002.
My name is Adebayo Humani Omolara from Political Science Education. My matric number is 220209030.
My name is Akari Adelu Johnson from Political Science major, matric number 22050301. So the course title is Government Administration and Urban System. So on the 24th of July 2024, I myself and my other group members, we carried out the questionnaire research. The research project took us on a journey to Akoko Northwest Local Government Secretariat, Okeagbe Akoko, to ask the right quarters about the road and streets maintenance in accordance with government and administration of urban areas. Fortunately for us, we met the Deputy of Works in person of Engineer Toyin Omeigu, and we were able to ask various questions in respect of the Okeagbe road, street, and maintenance. We started by asking of the hierarchies of people working in the Department of Works in Okeagbe local government, which answers was provided adequately. The DGSA, Director General for Service and Administration, Mrs. Adejoro, Director General of Works, Engineer Akinola Martins, Deputy Director of Works, Engineer Omoikun Toyin, and Engineer Omotosho. We opened the floor by asking for the equipment used before a road construction can be made. The man answered by telling us that there are different equipment used for the construction of roads. Number one, we have payloader. Payloader is used for clearing. Also, we have excavator. Excavator is used for removal of earth surface. We have bulldozer. There are different types of bulldozer. We have D6 bulldozer, D8 bulldozer, D11 bulldozers for clearing and cutting, and also for making of drainage channels. Also, there is a need for grader. Grader is used for leveling and making sure of smooth running of motorcycles and every other things that will be working on the road. So grader is also used for leveling. So the question was raised and was asked that who are those people that government give construction of road projects to? The man answered by saying there are different types of contractors. There are major contractors and there are subcontractors. The major contractors have equipment. There are these people that after the government gives them the construction project, they will come on the construction site with their equipment to make the work done. And there are some subcontractors. They don't have this equipment due to shortage of cash. They either rent it or pay or loan it so that the construction work can be done. Yeah. We further our research by asking Engineer Tony Omegun some various questions, which the questions are, the first question that we asked was, is there any construction in progress in Okeagbe community at the moment? He answered us by saying no, because we are currently in the rainy season. There are a lot of construction that started during last year that were put to hold due to the rain that started around the mid early of this year. So there are no construction going on currently in Okeagbe. Also, we proceeded our questionnaire by asking that, are there any completed construction so far? He said yes, from Okeagbe to Ikare. It was done by the Ministry of Niger Delta. So Okeagbe to Agbaluku, Okeagbe to Erushu, Akuku, and other roads that leads to the environment. So these are the questions that we asked. Also, we also asked, are the roads being done? Are they meeting the standard? The man was being honest by saying no, because the roads are not meeting standard. Some roads spoil after a year, 2 years, or 3 years due to like the wrong usage of the road construction materials and all that. So these are the answers provided by the engineer on seat that we met when we were giving interviews. Now we further our questions by asking the fourth question, that when a road get damaged between a year, 2 years, 3 years, who is to be blamed? Is it the government? Is it the people in the community? Or who are we to blame when a road gets damaged? The engineer answered us by saying both the government and the people in the community are to be blamed. Number one, the government are to be blamed because most times they just give project works to contractors without monitoring them effectively, which makes the contractor to use materials that are lesser in quality for the construction of roads. Also, the people are to be blamed for lack of maintenance, reckless driving, and carrying of heavier trucks or heavier vehicles that is much more than the road required capacity, which can lead to early damage of the roads. Also, there are lots of things that leads to road damage early. So we furthered our question by asking the engineer that what is the required standard of a quality road? Then he proceeded by saying for earthwork, that is for construction of roads for construction of roads on earth surface, laterites are meant to be used, that is clay laterites. But these days, the contractors that are being given the project work for roads use sanded laterites instead of clay laterites. They do this because the government don't monitor them effectively, and they just use materials that are less in quality. This also leads to bad road damage. So I will now ask, okay, you people that are in the local government, that are engineers, what are the works and what are their functions? They said they are meant for the local government community development. That is when they sense a anything bad in the community, probably a road is getting damaged, they write letters to the government and tell them, okay, we need your assistance on this part of our community. So these are the work of the engineers. And when the contractors are there too, they try to assist them by providing men that will work for them and other things. Also, they monitor the environment. So these are the works of the engineers in the community. The seventh question on our list was that we asked of the safety protocols used when a road is being constructed, just to make sure that the road construction that were done previously, that the safety protocols were followed. The answer we got was that the first protocol of safety was that all workforce, foremen, artisans, or people involved in road construction must wear safety boots. Also, engine use for construction must be monitored and checked very well. Also, the engine noise and the tires of the bulldozers, of the excavators must be properly checked so that they won't break down while the constructions are going on. Number four, bridges of waters must be very careful with, because there are some bridges and there are some lakes that link into the community, so that it won't cause loss of lives and properties. Also, number five, road signs for diversion. When road constructions are made, they need to be road signs so that people will know that there is construction going on here and the road diversion should be used. Also, the question number 8 we ask, is there any future road plans that are meant to be done in recent years or years to come? The answer we got was all roads need to be attended to, even the tied roads and the one that are recently done. The government should pay more attention by coming to do them again and make sure that the road does not spoil or get damaged totally. Also, we asked for the linkage on the question number 9 on our list. We asked for the linkage of the roads in Okeagbe. They said Okeagbe, there is a linkage between Okeagbe and Ofin-Akoko to Ekiti. Also, there is a linkage between Okeagbe to Omo to Ekiti. Also, there is a linkage between Okeagbe roads to Ikaramu to Arigidi. Also, we ask, is the government paying attention to roads in urban areas? They said government are paying attention, but they need to pay attention more to the roads in the urban areas. So in conclusion, after thorough fact-finding and retested method of accuracy, we could deduce that governments need to pay more attention to the administration of urban areas, especially issues concerning road and street maintenance, because there are many benefits attached to it. When the road is motorable, there seems to be development in the community. There are various benefits that we can get from a good and motorable roads. Number one, social connectivity. The areas that link into a particular community where the road is good, there will be social connectivity, there will be inflow and outflows of people, and there will be economic growth. In case of emergency, there will be emergency response. Also, it enhances safety, because a community where there is good road, there will be enhanced safety, and the safety of people will be paramount. Thank you.
Funmilayo, matric number 23050-207, political science major. Thank you.
My name is Olani Amosunayo, political science education, matric number 220209091.
My name is Aziz Bridget Oluwatoyin from the Department of Political Science major, matric number 220503256.
My name is Adine Comfort Oluwatoyin. I'm from political science major, matric number 2205096.
My name is Aubai Kufeba Yomide, matric number 220209036 from the Department of Political Science Education.
Me.
My name is Adu.
Yeah.
Matric number 220279007 from the Department of Political Science. My name is Usman Okoyemi Idris, matric number 22503095.
My name is Adeyola Atomisono. Eunice, matric number 220503258 from Department of Political Science major.
My name is Akinodira Kemila Tobilova, matric number 220503157 from the Department of Political Science major. I'm representing Group 22 and I'll be talking on the traditional rulers and local government administration. First, this paper work seeks to examine the roles and functions of traditional rulers in local government administration, and also the role which the local government administration plays in the development of the traditional rulers and their localities. First, in respect to Okagbe, a town in Nakoko Northwest local government, there are 4 kings in Okagbe town which are headed by them. First district is Afar quarters, second district Ido quarters, third district Oge quarters, and the last one is Aje quarters. The local government administration in Okagbe years back does not contribute to the development of these 4 districts, whereas they are hoping that due to the autonomy that has been granted to the local government by the Supreme Court of Nigeria in 2024, that the local government would contribute to the development of these districts. First, we met with the Chief Executive Officer of Okagbe local government, the person of Mr. Olujimi Felix, and he explained some factors, functions, and offices in the local government administration. He started with the definition of local government as the last act of the 3 tiers of government that contributes to the development of the local people, that is the people at the grassroots. And he also talked about the functions of the local government. First, he said local governments are in charge of collecting and giving licenses to bicycles, cars, and numbering of houses. He also made mention that local governments play the role of protecting the people at the grassroots. It protects the people from external aggression. He also said that the local government provides employment to the youth. It empowers the youth every year. He also made mention that the local government gives bursary to the students in the various public schools in the local government. He said that the local government settle communal conflicts among the 4 towns in Okagbe. He said that the local government also plays the function of giving chieftaincy titles to people that are due to it. He also made mention of providing social amenities to the people, like pipe-borne water, health centers, free health care for the pregnant women and children. He also made mention of clearing of roadside bushes, that the local government with the assistance of the Work and Services Department clear roads every last Saturday, which is the environmental day in the state. That with the assistance they used to clear the roadside bushes and the bushes in the local government at large. We asked him further that why is it that there is a caretaker chairman in Okagbe local government, and he explained that from the past 2 years they have not been having elected chairman, that the caretaker chairman is appointed by the state governor to take charge of the affairs of local government. And he said that the caretaker chairman is always from the ruling party, that is the party that is ruling currently in the state. And he made mention of the functions of the different offices in the local government under the caretaker chairman. First, we have the caretaker chairman, who sees to the affairs of the local government at large but not recognized by the people. Second, we have the vice chairman, who also supports and assists the vice chairman. The third one is the secretary. After the secretary, we have the chief of staff, that is the head of department, who is the head of all other departments in the local government. The first department under the chief executive officer is Department of General Services, which sees to the general administration of the local government. We have the Director of Finance and Supply, which sees to the going out income and expenditure of the local government. We also have Director of Agricultural and Natural Resources. This person sees to how agricultural products are being sold and harvested in the local government. We also have Director of Budget, who estimates and make plans for the year. And we also have the financial, we have the works, we have Director of Works, we have the Director of Security Services, Social Security Services. And after that, we made mention of the Finance and General Purpose Department, who sees to granting of fiscal money resources to every department in the local government. That is, every grant that is being received in the local government are being shared by this department. So after leaving the local government administration, we went to the traditional rulers. As we said earlier, there are 4 traditional rulers in Okeagbe. Two of them are not available. They went outside the country for health issues. So the first person we met was Oba Olorutoba Bello, the Ewi of Aje. We met him and he welcomed us. He said he has been on the throne since 1912. He said he has been on the throne since 1912 and is the 5th king in Aje Kingdom. That the local government has been contributing to them, but most developments in Aje Kingdom have been done by the indigenes. And he also said that the primary schools and secondary public schools in Okeagbe in general are being built by indigenes. And he made mention that Chief Rufus Giwa fought for the development of Okeagbe Kingdom, which brought local government secretariats to that town. And he also said Rufus Giwa made a force for them to be able to have electricity in that town. Also, we met with the representative of Oba Shanu Olujimo Alex of Oke Kingdom, Owa of Oke Kingdom. But the person we met, a representative Aishif Balogun, who is the second in command, represented the king and gave explanation on the developments of local government in Oke Kingdom. He made mention that the community celebrates a festival called Ere Festival every year and Egungun Festival every September on regular basis. That this festival is celebrated to bring all the children far and near, both home and abroad, to come home to celebrate their culture, And he said that in Okeagbe Kingdom, the 4 towns, the 4 districts have 3 things in common. That is the Central Mosque, the Central Market, and the St. George's Anglican Church. These 3 are at the center of the town, where they all meet every year during their meetings and festivals. Also, it concluded that the community at large hopes that the local government will start contributing to them since they have been granted autonomy by the federal government through the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Also, we'll be talking about the functions of local government in assisting the traditional rulers. Number 1, recognition. They should recognize the local government in the constitution and also support them with resources. to carry on the cultural events. Also, the traditional rulers are for cultural preservation, so the local government should assist them in carrying out these tasks. In conclusion, two of in conclusion, the kingdom of the town of Okagbe is headed by four kings with four districts, and these four are with the hope that the local government will start contributing to their development, because since 10 years they've not been contributing to the development of Okagbe. The development have been done by the indigenes. So with the autonomy of the local government just granted, the kings are in expectation that they will contribute to their development. Thank you.
Adedeji Samuel. I'm from Political Science Department, Major. My matric number is 2205031153.
My name is Akimulero Elizabeth Oyendamola from Department of Political Science Major. Matric number 22050350.
My name is Barate Pres Christian from the Department of Political Science Education. Matric number is 220209051.
My name is Omodus Titilayo Foyemi from the Department of Political Science Education. My matric number is 220209016.
My name is Solanmata Emmanuel Shegun. I'm from Political Science Department, Major. My matric number is 22050309.
My name is Adeto Ayomide Emmanuel from the Department of Political Science Major. My matric number is 2205031161.
My name is Michael Oluwadotun Samuel. Matric number 2205031148. Political Science Department, Major.
From the Department of Political Science Major, I'm the group leader of Group C, Environmental Maintenance. We went to Akoko Local Government, Southwest, Oka. My matric number is 2050348. Now, we went to the local government, and they gave us the meaning and some challenges facing their environmental sanitation problem. Now, examples of the environmental sanitation. I'll start by explaining environmental sanitation. Environmental sanitation refers to the control and prevention of environmental factors that may harm human health, safety, and well-being. It encompasses various activities and practices aimed at maintaining a clean and healthy environment, including 1. Management of human waste and sewage. We have provision of clean water and proper waste disposal. We have control of vectors and pests that spread diseases, reduction of environmental pollution, promotion of hygiene and health education, monitoring and enforcement of environmental health standards. Now, the goal of environmental sanitation is to create a safety and healthy environment that supports human health, economic development, and environmental sustainability. Now, they said some key aspects of environmental sanitation include waste management, solid waste management, water supply and treatment, excretal disposal. We have vector control, environmental monitoring, health education, environmental sanitation, crucial. Health education and promotion. Now, effective environmental sanitation is crucial for preventing diseases, improving quality of life, and protecting environment. The primary responsibilities of environmental sanitation include waste management. Waste management means collecting and transporting of solid and liquid hazardous waste. We have water supply, providing safe and clean drinking water and managing water treatment and distribution. Excretal disposal, managing human waste through proper toilet facilities, sewage system and treatment. We have food system, ensuring safe handling, storage, and disposal of food waste to prevent contamination. We have vector control, controlling pests and vectors like mosquitoes, rodents, flies that spread diseases. We have hygiene promotion, educating communities on good hygiene practices like hand washing and proper waste disposal. We have environmental monitoring, monitoring water and air quality and detecting environmental hazards. We have disaster response, responding to natural disaster and emergency to maintain sanitation and hygiene. We have policy development, developing and enforcing policy, regulation, and standard for environmental sanitation. We have community engagement, collaborating with community stakeholders and partners to promote environmental sanitation. These responsibilities aim.
My name is Adelani Dominion Matthew, and my matric number is 220503243.
My name is Akinwe Walu Alayami, matric number 220503231. I'm a graduate of Political Science, Major.
My name is Odito Oluwatobloba Adewale, matric number 220503269 from Department of Political Science major.
My name is Ogunleye Ayomide from Department of Political Science, Edu, matric number 2202090009.
My name is Akinade Joseph Akionu, matric number 220503176 from Department of Political Science and also a group member of 16.
Good day, my name is Akishan Olamide Joshua from Political Science Education Department, matric number 220209022.
My name is Adeshina Olade Ayapelu, matric number 2205031777 from the Department of Political Science major.
My name is Omotayo Nidam Laskemi from the Department of Political Science Education, matric number 220209039.
Good day, my name is Oyelade Moses Favor from the Department of Political Science major, matric number 220503053.
Good day, everyone. My name is Babatunde Oluwasegun from Yanoluwa from the Department of Political Science major with matric number 220503213. I'm the group presenter and the group leader of Group 16 with the topic of provision for basic social amenities and how well they are maintained. On the day of departure, I and my group members embarked on a journey to Akoko North Local Government Office and also some residential areas to interview them about the provisions and of basic social amenities and how well they are maintained. On getting there, we met the vice chairman. We welcomed us warmly and led us to the conference room when the interviewing started. And we could not meet the chairman on seat, so she took the chairman's place for me. So on getting there, we asked her some multiple questions, and we started from the provision of road. And she said on those states that their local government have been trying their all possible best, and they will still intend to do more regarding on the road. And as we can see, when we were coming, we saw how good the road was, and it has one of the best roads, I think, in Akoko East rather. So it has one of the best roads leading from Ikare to Akungba, from Ikare also to Akoko North, which is Okiagbe. It has one of the best roads in leading that. And also we asked her about the pipe-borne waters, and she told us, truth to be told, that there have been few provision of pipe-borne waters that the local government is trying their possible best to provide more. And this issue have been discussed by the Ondo State Governor Aiyedatiwa, and the local government chairman on how they should to provide more pipe-borne waters for the people to avoid cholera attack. So we said, okay, we took a promise on that, and we asked her another question about the street lights. He said there has been provision of street lights, but some are badly in shape, some are damaged, and some need repairs. And that Olufemi Ojo, which is BTO, the Minister of Power, the Minister of Interior, has promised them that he's going to make provision for better and repair street lights. Also, that they are expecting more. They are expecting from Honorable Ife and Hidero. We took our promises on that, and we asked her how about the health sector. He said health sector is not one of the things that the local government area use, that they take good care of it, they take very adequate care of it, and they fund it very well, and that every community and every community members and residents is taken care of at their due date, at their due time, that it's does not lack any proper funding, and it has sophisticated equipment to treat some the disabled people and people that need treatment first. We nodded on that and asked her for that question about the educational sector. She was very, very happy in answering this question. We asked her further questions about the educational sector. He said the educational sector in Akoko North local government is not being treated with levity, and it's well taken care of, it's properly funded, and it's properly inspected. That very soon now that she and her fellow inspectors will go out there to inspect the teachers, the pupils, and the principals on how well they are taking care of the children. Also, we also ask her how well, as these social amenities we have made mention of, how well are they being maintained. She said from their own perspective, they are taking good care of it, and they are taking adequate care of it, that she implore also the community users that they should take good care of it, from as if they should take good care of it, it will last longer and be very very effective, and it will save and some funds that are supposed to directly use for it, and to be channeled to another part to do other things for the community. So after we left the local government office, we
My name is Falada Marvelous Okoyemi, matric number 220503188, political science major, 200 level.
My name is Owokole Ayobami Emmanuel from the Department of Political Science, matric number 220503080.
My name is Chidozien Norma Karen, matric number 2205032755, from Department of Political Science, 200 level.
My name is Olaleko Sunday Olamide, Political Science, matric number 2205032201.
My name is Timothy Kolawole John, Political Science Department, matric number 220503142, 200 level.
My name is Ogunboye Botayo from Department of Political Science, 200 level, matric number 22 050 3160. Thanks.
My name is Peace Ewomazinu from the Department of Political Science, 200 level, matric number 220503013, group leader. So we're given an assignment in our post 208 to go on a research or a trip for local government and school maintenance. Our presentation took us on a research trip from Adekula Ajasin University, Akoko, to Okeagbe, Akoko Southwest, 45 kilometers away from the school. We arrived first at local authority primary school, just about when school was on a near vacation period. But fortunately, we met 3 staff teachers and quite a few numbers of students around the school premises. Greeted with a warm welcome on the sunny Wednesday morning, we introduced ourselves and the purpose of our research work. Sitting in the middle as the first speaker, Mrs. Agbola, and by her side were sitting Mrs. Adedeji and Mrs. Olatunde, respectively. Our first question inquired about how the school is being funded. They gave us a rather brief history of the school, that the school was founded in 1951. Initially managed and funded by the local government, but are no longer closely tied in terms of this relationship that started up the school. In the same vein, our school question was presented to further dig into the perceived disconnect between the school and local government, why they may be referred to as the local authority primary school. They unfortunately have been shifted under the responsibility of the state government management. In fact, the state government taking over visually all the community and local based schools across the federation, leaving the local government to be less responsible for its grassroots. The last but not the least question was asked about the challenges faced by the school. They answered that there is inadequate staff, a problem that has been emphasized from time to time, which has affected the vital curriculum subjects and across the board, the enrollment of new students into the school. And of course, they mentioned that there is a declining rate of new students, enrollment leading to teachers and parents dissatisfied by the situation. We can see this from the number of few students available at the time of our research. Although, on a near vacation period, we could see a handful of senior students, kindergartens, playing in the classes on the school fields. Well, faced with these overwhelming challenges, the school looks in well kept, no broken windows observed. School furnitures like the lockers and chairs look newly provided. Neat, healthy tap water system, wells are painted, structures look well maintained, and other school facilities are well kept. Additionally, we asked what the teachers think should be done to ensure there is a return back to the local government. They asked for autonomy to be returned back to the grassroots, which will help amend the disconnect between the school and local government. We finished this. We finished the first part of our research after some pictures we took with the teachers and the students, leaving the school environment not far from our view. We moved further up, close to another school beside local authority primary school. We arrived at Adjura Secondary School, where we stopped to continue our research work. The school was in their exam period, at what point we might turn back so as not to disrupt the order of the protocol, with majority of their staffs displayed to where the students are writing exams. It took us a while to locate the school authority and administrative office until we researched their VP's office. We didn't meet the principal head of school, but the vice principals are available and are willing to work with us on our research work. We assembled our interview in an unoccupied staff room, welcomed by the vice principal responsible for the special duties, Mr. Arerotimi and Mr. Tunde Daramola, the admin officer for student affairs. Our first question inquired about the school budgeting and funding, which is said to be funded by the state government and also by the school tuition fees. In another format is the question of interaction and special grants in form of initiative created to help the school that may be rendered by the local government. They said in their own words that the local government has failed to give help in any of these aspects mentioned. The second part of our question was asked to tell us some of the challenges faced by the school. These problems are highlighted below. 1. The fast declining rate of new students enrolled into the school. 2. The school has no fence. Therefore, threatening lives of students and staff from external dangers. 3. As number of teachers required to teach their areas of field subjects are made to do cross subject teaching due to number of teachers falling every year. Lastly, they lamented on the issue of the school's dam project abandoned for a long time. In light of these challenges, we hoped there could be a little fleck of hope in the horizon. We talked about the success story like the school past students or alumni and philanthropists, giving scholarship and presenting figures of respect and role models to the young and bright upcoming students. From our observation, the school seemed quite decent and in good classic upkeep, but the most challenging problem is emphasized to the school's dam. Our final research was conducted at the local government office, where we were privileged to meet Mr. Jimmy Olusegun, the admin officer at Okeagbe. We discussed about the local government's NEPT responsibly and complete disproportionate power allocation to the state level. He emphasized that this autonomy problem is unconstitutional, but yet it is what is experienced in reality. Also mentioning the problem of disconnection of the local government from its grassroots elements, including the local schools and other institutions that made up the grassroots level, which ultimately affirmed the problem of disconnection we discovered earlier on, which of which of course include the people. It's a no surface level problem. The local government has been defeated and are no equal to the state or the federal anymore, said by the admin officer. Our last question touched on the challenges faced by the local government in real time, which includes constitutional problem and authentic constitutional problem and authenticity of the local government power recognized in the law booked by unrecognized in reality. Political problem, which can be observed from the aspects where there is undue interference of the state government. Poor leadership, where most of the local government chairman and councillors are not qualified for the position they copy. Lack of autonomy, which means freedom from external influence and control, but the constitution places little to no power on the ends of the local government, which allows the state government to literally local government commission, leaving the local government impotent and isolated. Creation of too many local government areas. Financial problems, We observed that there are abandoned buses and projects outside the local government office premises, which is because they do not get their dues from the state government, and most funds meant for them are diverted or embezzled. In conclusion, there is still hope for the common man if the local government can be organized and run with maximum efficiency. The schools and local governments are faced with way too many problems and have, if not most of the problems, will be solved if the autonomy is returned back to the local government and there is a reform in the in the constitutional provisions to share the power across the board equally to ensure an ideal federal system. Thank you.